just moments away here from kickoff, and Westside will be kicking off for the start of the game, and that means that Westside will be receiving in the second half. Number 3, Isaiah McMorris, and number 5, Davon Hall are back to return for the Bellevue West Thunderbirds. Number 3, Tristan Alvano, the 5-star. Number 6 in the country kicker is back to kick for the Warriors. And Ross, it is a common trend of Tristan to kick a touchback, so I would not be surprised if we saw a touchback here.
Yeah, Tristan is being looked at a lot of schools. He's made a lot of visits in the off season. He's already been offered scholarships from Army and Air Force, and he's got such a strong leg. He's already made 4 field goals in the first 2 games, but one of his biggest assets is kickoffs, and he had a lot of touchbacks last year, about 85%. So I'll be surprised if there's a return here on the opening kickoff here at Phelps Field.
Ross, like I mentioned earlier, the energy in this field is top-notch. Everybody here is on their feet, and there is the opening kick, and it is a line drive right back to the end zone. And once again, Tristan Alvano.
Tristan has had a great career here at Westside. I look for him to go to a Division I school when he signs, maybe in December or possibly in February, but he's got a lot of schools looking at him, and last week broke the school record with a 53-yard field goal. So now we'll start from the 20-yard line, and Bellevue West with their opening drive.
Danny Kalin back in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. And he looks back to pass, tries to find an open receiver, and he almost gets sacked. And Davon Hall just out of his hands. Just barely tipped off of Davon Hall's hands as he tried to do a slant up the middle.
Good pressure by the Warriors there. He just kind of slipped out of the pocket, but Davon Hall surprisingly dropped that ball. He was wide open across the middle, just went off his hands. That brings up 2nd down.
Caleb Benning and Ty Kiefer in the backfield as safeties. Ty Kiefer is the only safety in the backfield. And there's a flag on the play.
And it looks like that Bellevue West may have jumped. The Warriors are pointing towards Bellevue West, and it'll go against Bellevue West, 5 yards back. So now it's 2nd down and 15.
Big time spot here for the Warriors, as it seems like Bellevue West is already putting themselves in somewhat of a hole here on the very first drive of the game. Danny Kalin is back in the shotgun formation with the running back to his right side. He passes it over to Isaiah McMorris. Isaiah McMorris finds a hole. Isaiah McMorris down the sideline, and he gets tackled by Ty Kiefer on the 43-yard line.
Bellevue West likes that play, that quick shot to the sideline, and it really worked with McMorris going down the sidelines. Remember last week he had the 99-yard touchdown reception, and he's just one of those players that really gives you a lot of problems. Isaiah McMorris, watch for him tonight.
Danny Kalin back in the shotgun formation once again, and he hands it off to Gio Contreras. Gio Contreras gets stopped on the 39-yard line by a pile of Westside Warriors.
Good stop by the Warriors. They've got 3 down linemen, but those middle linebackers, Kuber, it's really doing a good job just kind of stuffing it up the middle, and that's what the Warriors need to do. If they can limit them to just one dimension, that'll be a big bonus for this Westside defense.
Now 2nd and 10 here for Bellevue West. Hands off to Gio Contreras. Gio Contreras tries to find a hole, and he does not find a hole. It'll be tackled by number 55, R.J. Eckhart. Big time tackle there for the Warriors.
And now this brings up a 3rd down at about 7 yards to go. Look for the Warriors to maybe go in there with the blitz on Kalin. Kalin loves to throw that quick out pattern. We'll see what he does.
Kyril Jordan to the very near side of your screen. Isaiah McMorris in the slot position. Davon Hall to the very far side. Danny Kalin trying to get the play from Coach Mike Huffman. Gio Contreras will be to his left in the running back's position. It'll be a timeout for the Thunderbirds. A lot of miscommunication here so far for the Thunderbirds. if they want to have a chance to even get ahead in this game, they're going to have to figure that out soon.
Yeah, they didn't like the look that the Warriors were giving them. The way that Westside set up right there, more or less a one-on-one coverage to the near side. But Bellevue West has so many talented receivers. They've got 3 really top-notch ones. Their top 2, McMorris and Hall, are ranked 1, 2 in receiving in Class A. And the reason why is Danny Kalin just loves to get rid of that ball real quick. And he just didn't like what he saw right there. They changed the play and had to call a timeout before they got penalized for too much time.
After the timeout, it'll be 3rd and 7 for Bellevue West. There's Coach Paul Lamangi and Coach Damon Benning out screaming at the Westside Warriors defense. Coach Lamangi cares so much about this team. You know, he was at Burke for 16 years and now comes over to Westside already 2-0. He has a lot of pride for what he makes, and he wants to build on what he has.
Well, you got to remember, just 4 years ago, he won the state championship with Omaha Burke and went all the way undefeated down to Memorial Stadium and won the Class A championship. First time the Bulldogs had ever won it, and now he's over here on the West Side sidelines trying to do the same thing.
Here's 3rd and 7 for the Thunderbirds. Danny Kalin in the shotgun formation. Snap is off, he hands it off to Gio Contreras. Is a big stop by Bo Ryan. There's a big name we're gonna say a lot.
That was an amazing in there, stuff your face, got him for about a 3-yard loss. Now it's 4th down and 9 yards to go, and they're going to
pregame show. We're gonna mention his name a lot, and we already did in the very first quarter. So it'll be Caleb Benning back to receive the punt, and Danny Kalin punts it off for the Thunderbirds. That'll be where the Warriors take their very first drive here at Phelps Field. We're gonna take a quick timeout here on the WTV Live Network. We'll be back in just a moment. And we are just back here on the WTV Live Network. Anthony Rizak back in the shotgun formation for the very first drive for the Warriors. And it is a flag on the play. It looks like it was a miscommunication on the offensive line, and Anthony Rizak had to jump on that ball. Already some problems here for the Warriors in the very first drive. It'll be a penalty on the Warriors. We'll see. Looks like it may be a false start for the Warriors, and that'll set them back for the very first play of the game. It'll be a 1st and 15. Anthony Rizak in the backfield. Jamez Ross takes the handoff. Jamez Ross tries to find a hole, and he gets a few yards on the play. He'll be stopped on the 25.
You know, the Warriors have already had 5 turnovers, 5 fumbles in the first 2 games, and you just don't want to make a big mistake down here deep in your own territory, and just want to get out of there cleanly.
There's 2 receivers on the near side, and Jamez Ross tries to find a hole. Jamez Ross dancing around, and he gets stuffed by Jacob Rope, number 90, in the backfield, and they will have no yards gain on that play.
That's been the concern I've had with this Westside team, is the development of that offensive line. They haven't been able to get a big push here early in the first few plays, and now they're in a passing situation, and Rizak's got a big yardage to get that first down.
It'll be 3rd and 12 for the Warriors. Anthony Rizak, and there is a whistle blown and a flag thrown out. We'll have to see what that penalty is on either the Warriors or the Thunderbirds. And it'll be on the Thunderbirds, so that'll move up the Warriors on a 3rd and 12 play. So big time plus there for the Warriors as they got out of a mess, but it is still 3rd down here. It'll be a 3rd and a few yards to go. Jamez Ross to the left side of Anthony Rizak. Anthony Rizak looks back to pass number 21 for the Bellevue West, and he gets sacked. Number 21, Asher Jenkins for Bellevue West, just crept up on the right side and sacked Anthony Rizak, and that'll be 4th and 6 for the Warriors, and that'll bring out the punting team.
Great play by Bellevue West there, chasing down the quarterback. Rizak looked for a receiver, just couldn't find anybody, decided to run and got chased down. But Marty Mormino comes in to punt the ball, and Marty's gotten a lot of offers too. Traveled around the country, he's averaging over 40 yards a punt, one of the best in the state.
And there's a punt from Marty Marmito. Davon Hall back to return the punt. He gets it, he dances around with, and he breaks a defender, and Davon Hall gets stopped right on the 31-yard line, and that'll be where the Bellevue West Thunderbirds take their second drive of the game.
Well, both teams kind of checking each other out here in these first two opening series. Not much gained by each team. 2 punts, and Bellevue West will start at their own 31-yard line, trying to get something going here against this Warrior defense.
Danny Kalen back out for the Thunderbirds. He'll send Gio Contreras off to the side, and he'll hand it off and off to the left side. He tries to find a hole, and he does not. He'll get pushed out of bounds just around the 33-yard line. And that was number 11, Kyril Jordan, excuse me.
You know, Jordan's one of those players that really concerns me because he is such a breakaway threat. He had a big game against Creighton Prep, won some big passing duels, got some big plays, a touchdown in that game. So he's really a threat for the T-Birds in this game.
And the thing is, he sat out last week against Omaha Burke with a strained right ankle. So he is back healthy into this game. Danny Kalen tries to find an open receiver, and he gets stuffed by Caleb Benning, but it is not enough. And Isaiah McMorris with a catch at the 51-yard line. A big-time catch there for Isaiah McMorris, and that'll move up the Bellevue West Thunderbirds to the middle of the field.
Yeah, 20-yard pass right there up to the 49-yard line. They're now in Westside territory. Just a great catch.
That'll put the Bellevue West Thunderbirds in a great position here on the 49-yard line. Gio Contreras finds a handoff, and he tries to find a hole, and he gets stopped just on the 44-yard line.
Westside trying to test that interior of the Westside defense, see if they can get some yardage up the middle, and so far they haven't been able to do that, but they got a good gain there of about 5 to 6 yards on that play.
A player to watch, Ross, you mentioned in the pregame show, Christian Jones, an outside linebacker and also a corner playing right now. He is defending Isaiah McMorris. He is just a sophomore with many Power 5 offers. He'll throw that. Danny Kalen will throw that to the sideline. He was intended for Gio Contreras, just was stuffed. Almost got stuffed by, that would be Jonquel Osler.
Kalen likes to check it down there. He doesn't see anybody open. He likes to hit that running back Contreras over to the side, or one of those wide receivers to the near side of the field. He does that with a lot of success.
It'll be 3rd and 5 here for the Thunderbirds. Danny Kalen back to get the shotgun pass, and he finds it over to number 88, Kaden Eggenall, but it is fumbled. It is fumbled, and it'll be recovered by the Westside Warriors. Jones, like we just mentioned.
Well, Christian, it was a good stick there by the Warriors, and it enabled them to get the recovery there at the 25-yard line. But I'll tell you what, that's a big break for the Warriors. Because the
Thunderbirds are really creeping up into the red zone, and big-time stop for the Warriors, and now that'll put the Warriors back on offense. And Anthony Rizak gets a shotgun pass, tries to find open receiver, and he does. Christian Jones, and he gets about 10 yards of a gain, and he'll be pushed out of bounds on the 34-yard offensive side. So big-time two-way player for the Warriors, and a big key addition as he came from Omaha Burke. Anthony Rizak tries to find open man, and he does. Keenan Cotton tries to find open receiver, and he does. He'll be stopped at the 49-yard line. Big-time reception there for Keenan Cotton, another transfer from Papillion La Vista. He's just a sophomore, just with Christian Jones, and he's a great big-time addition for this Warriors offense and defense. He also plays corner for this Warriors defense. Anthony Rizak tries to find an open receiver, and he does. It'll be another gain of about 8 yards, and that was Keenan Cotton again, make it 2 receptions on the night for him.
Good tempo by the Warriors, this no-huddle offense. They like to get that tempo moving against this Bellevue West defense so they don't have time to set up, but Westside's doing a good job here at the start of this first quarter.
Rizak, the only man in the backfield, tries to find an open receiver, and it is picked off by number 16. That'll be Donvo Whitfield, and Anthony Rizak just pulls it out of bounds, and the ball came out, but it is a flag. And Ross, we mentioned turnovers, and that was it right there.
Well, Bellevue West just stepped in front of the Westside receiver right there and was able to make the pick and then race downfield, but Rizak stopped them, and now they are in the position now to maybe get a touchdown, but there is an injury down on the field at the 5-yard line, and we've got a break in the action here.
And we will take a break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, we'll have more West Side football. We are back here at Westside High School. That was number 16, Donovan Whitfield, that had to be cared to, and he'll be walking off the field looking pretty clean. So
I'll tell you what, he made a great play.
He did make a very good play, and that'll put the Bellevue West Thunderbirds in a amazing spot here with 5 minutes, 37 seconds left to go in this first quarter.
We went from turnover to turnover there very quickly. A fumble to an interception, so already 2 key turnovers in this game, and Bellevue West is knocking on the door here on about the 5-yard line.
And Ross, we mentioned in the pregame show, Westside, that makes it 6 on the year so far on offensive turnovers, and that is something that has to be worked on in practice. That's something Coach Manji has to bring up and work with quarterback Anthony Rizak on. And you just if you're Anthony Rizak, you have to understand that those cost you a lot.
Well, here we go. 4 yards to go for Bellevue West. There's a key point in the game right here after the big interception.
There will be 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the very far side, which is Davon Hall. Danny Kalin back to return the snap and hands it off to Gio Contreras. Gio Contreras will find the hole for a Bellevue West touchdown. That'll put 6 on the board for Westside, or for Bellevue West. Gio Contreras with a 4-yard rushing touchdown.
Well, that's what happens when you make a big turnover like that and you get all down to about the 4 or 5 yard line. The momentum suddenly shifts, and now it has to Bellevue West, and they get on the scoreboard here with 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
And the kick is no good for number 12, Riley Sign. And that'll keep the Thunderbirds at 6 points with 5:34 left here in the first quarter. We're going to take a break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, we'll have more Westside football action. Back here at Phelps Field, Caleb Benning will be back to return, and Jalen Lloyd to the very far side, and Keenan Cotton to the very near side. And Ross, Bellevue West up first in a costly turnover from Anthony Rizak, and it will already put Westside in a hole.
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier in the broadcast in our pregame show. That would be the key to the game. Westside's had some turnovers this season so far, but a blooper kick.
It'll be Jalen Lloyd back to return, and he tries to find a hole, and he gets stopped right about on the 31-yard line. Not too bad of a run for Jalen Lloyd as he puts the Westside Warriors in. Not a bad start for the second drive.
And for you Westside fans that aren't familiar with Jalen Lloyd, he is a transfer from Omaha Central, but he's well known in the track and field community. He is the fastest high school player in the state. He won the gold medal in the 100 meters last May at Central as a junior in 10.54 seconds. So he is a player to watch, number 18 for Westside tonight.
and he'll be to the very near side of your screen, and 3 receivers to the near very far side, and Anthony Rizak will take that one for himself, and he tries to find a hole, and he does find a hole, and he's off to the sideline, and he will not get stopped, and he gets pushed out of bounds just at the 41-yard line. What an amazing run there for Anthony Rizak.
Well, that is what Creighton Prep did against Bellevue West in the season opener. They ran the ball, had some quarterback draws, some keepers, and that enabled the Junior Jays to get back in the game, and that's the same game plan that Paul Amanji's come up with.
Formation, getting the 1st and 10 ball, and he'll take it for himself once again, goes to the left side. Once again, tries to find a hole, and he does, and he gets stopped just on the 35-yard line. Another run for Anthony Rizak. And Ross, I mentioned in the pregame show, is Anthony is one of the top dual
You want to run the ball, and you're going to run a little harder because you made the big mistake, and now you want to make up for it.
And that is exactly what he is doing right now. That'll take the Warriors to the 29-yard line. And
I'm impressed with this Warrior offense.
Anthony Rizak tries to find a man, and he finds Jalen Lloyd. There's a flag in the backfield. He will be stopped on the 19, though, but we will have to see what this flag is about.
Yeah, that came back from the back judge there behind the defense. This will be interesting to see what it is.
Up to the 19-yard line. Great spot here for the Warriors on 1st and 10, and this is the spot right here. Davon Hall just stops him. A lot of yards lost on that play, and they will be back on the 24-yard line. Davon Hall, a very big recruit here in the Omaha.
It looks like it's against Westside. They're talking to Bellevue West right now what they want to do with it, and we'll see. It is on West.
And the penalty was declined, so it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Warriors.
2nd and 12 from the 20.
Or 2nd and 20, excuse me. Anthony Rizak in the shotgun formation. Jamez Ross to the left side. Anthony looks to find a open receiver, and he's pointing his, and he takes it for himself, and he will try to find a hole, and he does. Anthony Rizak does a spin move. Anthony Rizak jukes out a man, and it'll be stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run for Anthony Rizak. Like we mentioned just a little bit ago, if his arm's not there, his legs are for sure there, and we are seeing it right now on this drive here for the Warriors. What a run for Anthony Rizak.
Well, he hesitated. He looked like he wanted to pass, but he saw an opening up the middle there. But great running by Anthony Rizak.
And that'll make it on the 1-yard line. Jamez Ross danced around, tries to find open. Spotting does not. He gets stopped, and he might have some loss of yardage. And we'll have to see where they spot him there. Kurt Krubridge comes into the game. He'll take Jamez Ross's spot, and this is the exact spot where Coach Lamanji wants to put Kurt Krubridge in, because Kurt is that tough running back that is not afraid to go up the middle and hit somebody. So I would not be surprised if we saw that exact same play happen right here, as they are now on the 3-yard line. And there's Kurt Krubridge up the middle, and Kurt Krubridge just, we'll have to see what they call it, and it's either a touchdown or on the 1-yard line, and he'll be stopped on the 1-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 1 here for the Warriors. And they are going no huddle. Anthony Rizak under center and tries to do a QB sneak, and it'll be we'll have to figure out, and it'll be a touchdown for the Warriors. Touchdown for Anthony Rizak, and that will put the game tied with 3:05 left. What a drive for Anthony Rizak, as we should say. Really took that one on himself to run the ball all the way downfield, and he did just that, and he came out with a touchdown on his own.
That was the Anthony Rizak drive. He came up with 2 big quarterback keepers, and then to cap it off with a touchdown, and now the Warriors can take the lead here.
And he'll be Tristan Alvano for the PAT, and it will be good. We talk about Tristan Alvano, and that ball might have been good from at least 50. I mentioned he had a school record field goal of 53 yards last week, and we're going to take a break here on the WTV Live Network. 7-6, Westside is up with 3:05 remaining. Phelps Field. Westside is now up 7-6 after you mentioned Anthony Rizak drive for the Warriors.
Well, he made a big mistake with that interception early in the first quarter, and the Warriors paid for it, and Bellevue West went in and scored, but Rizak really came back determined, and he ran the ball very well, made some great decisions, but 3 big runs enabled Westside to get in there, and he's got to have about over 50 yards rushing already in this game.
Isaac McMorris and Davon Hall back to receive this kickoff, and once again Tristan Alvano with a touchback. That is going to be a common saying for us tonight, Ross.
I'm telling you, if you're a college recruiter and you look at his kickoffs, I mean, isn't that just somebody you want to offer a scholarship to never have a kickoff return like that? Because, you know, I've been broadcasting these games for a while now, and I very rarely see someone return a kickoff.
I would like to see that statistic on the last time he did not have a touchback, because from coming to Westside, I don't think I've seen someone return the ball like you just mentioned. And Danny Kalin will start on the 20-yard line, gives the ball off to Gio Contreras. Gio Contreras trying to find a hole, and he gets stuffed by a pile of Warriors. That'll be number 25, Teddy Rizak, on the tackle.
Well, Bellevue West did a good job running the ball and passing it on their last series before they had a fumble.
There'll be a player down. Gio Contreras is lipping off the field. That is not exactly what you want.
That is a big loss if he can't come back in the game. He is their top running back, Gio Contreras. He replaced Richardson, who was one of the top rushers in the state a year ago, who's now at Wyoming, but Contreras has really been the workhorse on the ground game.
CJ Goff will be now in for Gio Contreras at running back, and Danny Kalin tries to find an open receiver, and he does. Davon Hall, and he'll get to the 31-yard line with a tackle by Christian Jones.
Well, look for Kalin. He loves those down-and-out patterns, those quick strikes to the sidelines, but they're good for like 5 or 6 yards, and that keeps those drives alive, doesn't risk any chances of any interceptions, and that's why he's such a high percentage completion rate of 67% coming into this game.
It'll be 1st and 10 here for the Thunderbirds. Danny Kalin gets the snap off, tries to find open receiver, and he does. He finds number 11, Kyrell Jordan, and Kyrell Jordan tries to get down the sideline. Will he score a touchdown? He will. Kyrell Jordan with a monster touchdown for the Thunderbirds. That'll be likely scored as a 70-yard touchdown pass.
And that is why Danny Kalin is the #1 ranked passer in the state of Nebraska in Class A. He has such a good arm, and that pass was right on the money across the middle, and they are now in the lead, and with an extra point, they're not going for 2.
What a pass, though, from Danny Kalin to Kyrell Jordan. We mentioned Kyrell Jordan is back from a high ankle sprain last week, so I bet that feels good for him, and the PAT is good for Riley Sign, and that'll put Bellevue West up 13-7. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. 2:19 left in the first quarter. Back here at Phelps Field, Bellevue West with a monster touchdown, 70-yard pass from Danny Kalin to Kyrell Jordan will put Bellevue West up 13-7. And now the Westside Warriors are going to have to climb out of another hole here. Caleb Benning is back to return for the Warriors. Jalen Lloyd to the right side and Keenan Cotton to the left side. It'll be a pooch kick once again. Keenan Cotton will receive for the Warriors, and he tries to find a hole over the middle, and he will get brought down just about at the 31-yard line. And Ross, we mentioned Westside Warriors keep digging themselves in holes, and they keep having to climb themselves out of a hole. And sometime in this game, they're going to have to just put themselves on top and stay on top.
Well, if Contreras is out of the game, their top running back, they may have to put an extra defensive back in there, a nickel, coverage and just, play a little bit more prevent because, he was wide open, and they can't have that happen, or Kalen's too good a quarterback. He'll just pick them apart.
Here's Anthony Rizak back on the offense. The snap is off. He hands it off to Jamez Ross. Jamez tries to find a hole, and he does, and he will get stopped at the 43-yard line. Decent run for Jamez Ross. Picks up a first down, and it'll move the Warriors upfield.
The Warriors are winning that battle in the trenches. I'll tell you what, they've got some big holes. Bellevue West is throwing the ball, and Westside's running the ball. That's the two game plans for these two offenses.
Hands off to Jamez Ross once again. Jamez Ross trying to find a hole, and he gets stuffed in the backfield, and might be a loss of yardage there, and he looks like he got brought down just about at the 44-yard line.
I really like the way Rizak is running this offense. He's got a mix of running backs he can hand the ball off to, pitch the ball to, but then he's also got his own legs that have been a big plus here so far in this game, and this running attack is really strong for Westside so far.
And there's be a flag on the play. It might be a false start on the Warriors, and that'll push the Warriors back.
It's only second down. It'll be second down at 15. So they still got, some good downs to get that yardage back.
And that'll make it second and 15 for the Warriors, and they'll have one receiver to the near side and three to the far side. Anthony Rizak takes it for himself and gets stuffed right at the goal line by number 89. That'll be Carson Ames for the tackle in the backfield, and it'll be right where they left off, and it'll be now 3rd and 14 here for the Warriors.
Well, you got to look for Jalen Lloyd right here, maybe Caleb Benning out there, because you got to get some big yardage here to get that first down, keep this drive alive.
There'll be two receivers to the near side, two to the far side. Jalen Lloyd to the very far side. Anthony Rizak looks to pass. Tries to find open man, and he does. Caleb Benning, and that'll not be enough for a first down. It'll make it 4th and 5, and Caleb Benning is slow to get up on that play, and he might have got shooken up on that. And that'll be also, again, if Caleb Benning goes out, it'll be a big loss for the Warriors, and he is coming off the field very slowly, and he'll get looked at. But here comes the
punting team's coming out. Mormino's coming out. Bellevue West will put their returner way back, probably about the 10-yard line. This should sail somewhere inside the 10.
And the wind especially, and that ball will be, what a beautiful punt for Marty Mormino, and that ball will roll all the way to the 3-yard line. What a punt for Marty Mormino. And Ross, we talked about one of the best punters in the state. I think, in my opinion, it might be biased because I'm from Westside, but Westside might have one of the best special teams unit in the state.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about it. They've got probably the best place kicker in the state in Tristan Alvano, but Marty Mormino, coaches love a punter that can put it down there inside the 10-yard line, and he is exactly what he wanted to do right there, but it looks like they're going to redo the punt right now.
That'll be the
quarter. Okay.
That'll be the quarter, and we're going to take a break here on the WTV Live Network. New quarter starting when we come back. 13-7, Bellevue West leads. back here at Phelps Field with a beautiful punt by Marty Mormino, and it'll put the Bellevue West Thunderbirds at the 3-yard line. So great spot for the Warriors, and if you're the Thunderbirds, you have to find a way to get all the way downfield, and it is going to be a challenge with this Warrior defense so far.
Well, I know one guy they may be looking to on a play right here is Isaiah McMorris, because last week against Omaha Burke, they were on the 1-yard line and threw a pass and it went 99 yards. So don't be surprised to see Bellevue West put it up in the air right here.
Isaiah McMorris will be to the very far side of the screen, Davon Hall to the very near side, and they run it off to CJ Goff, and he'll be stopped, and that'll be maybe a safety. You have to wait to see what the refs call. And
no, they marked it at the 1-yard line. The linesman is there, and there's not much room left back there for Kalen to take the snap. He's going to be halfway into the end zone right now.
And there's that West Side defense coming into play, and they're doing their best right now to put any points on the board for the Warriors.
Well, they got to keep them in a hole right here. They can't allow them to get out of this, because otherwise they'll get great field position with a punt or whatever, but they can't allow Bellevue West to, get that ball and punch it out farther downfield.
Danny Kalen will start in the middle of the end zone here. Gio Contreras back in the game for the Thunderbirds, which is a big plus for them. Danny Kalen back to throw, and he'll try to find an open receiver, and he does. It'll be Kyril Jordan once again. It'll be a flag. It may be a late hit out of bounds, and before the play, he went out at the 16, and so with that penalty, they may move him up.
I tell you what, Kalen made a great throw right there. He got hit in the end zone as soon as he threw it. He didn't have much time to throw it, and when he did, he got smacked in the end zone. And great reception for Bellevue West, got him out of a hole, and now with the penalty, they're way out there. And that was a big loss for Westside right there. Had him down at the 1-yard line.
And Bellevue West will be marching down the field, and it'll be spotted at the 32-yard line. Big-time loss there for the Warriors, and a big-time mistake there for Christian Jones as he had a late hit out of bounds. You just can't do that. Maybe because you're ill-experienced, you're a sophomore, you just have to have that mentality and understand that you cannot do that, especially when you're down 13-7. Danny Kalen will be in the shotgun formation. Kyril Jordan over in the motion and try to find open receiver, and there's Davon Hall, and it is almost picked off the hands of Jalen Lloyd. Great coverage there by the central transfer on Davon Hall, the big-time recruit in the Omaha Metro, to save a big-time play, but just off the hands of Jalen Lloyd. It could have been an interception, but nonetheless, they will have 2nd and 10 at the 31.
Well, they're trying to get the ball to Davon Hall. He's the #1 receiver in Class A. He already has 16 receptions for 369 yards this season.
And it'll be Gio Contreras with the rush, and he'll be stopped around the 38-yard line.
A lot of bodies on the field. This is a tough matchup in the trenches between these two teams.
And there'll be a penalty in for Bellevue West, and that'll move them back all the way to the 27-yard line. So big-time penalty for the Bellevue West Thunderbirds, and a big plus for the Warriors.
Yeah, brings up 2nd down and 15 yards now.
2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Danny Kalen tries to find open receiver. He finds Davon Hall. Davon Hall dancing around, finds a hole, and he will be pushed out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Big time reception by Davon Hall.
Westside's getting some problems there on those quick outs. They block the defensive back and allows Hall to break free towards down the sidelines, and that's a great game right there. Just about 3 more yards to go for a 1st down.
It'll be 3rd and 2nd here for the Thunderbirds. Gio Contreras to Danny Kalen's left side, and they are rushing. Bo Ryan in the backfield is not enough, and he'll find Isaiah McMorris for the reception, and he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Big time reception there for Isaiah McMorris, and we talked about him last week. 99-yard reception for a touchdown against Omaha Burke, and he is a big threat to a defense.
Yeah,
And once again, another penalty for the Bellevue West Thunderbirds, so that will cancel out that play and push them back even farther.
Yeah, Westside's having some trouble getting to Kalen. They've blitzed 2 players right there, broke through, but they weren't able to get to Kalen, and he has such a quick release. He found the open receiver, so the Warriors have yet to get to him in this game.
It'll now be 3rd and 7 here for the Thunderbirds after a big penalty. And Danny Kalen once again back in the shotgun formation, and he will be back to look to find an open receiver, and he does. Kyrell Jordan with a huge reception there to make it a first down on the Bellevue West own 49-yard line.
Jordan came up with the long touchdown reception, and right there, he's not a big player, but he jumped up and got that ball just inside the lines, and they've got another first down.
And there's the West Side secondary, really has to step up and do their best to not get passes off like that. And Gio Contreras will be stopped right in the backfield once again. A tackle by number 55, RJ Eckhart. Big time stop there for the Warriors.
Good push by the Warriors up the middle. They were able to break through and get to the running back. Bellevue West has really struggled with their running game, but they've made up for it with their passing game tonight. Kalen's just kind of picked apart the West Side secondary in this game so far.
It'll be 2nd and 11 here for the Bellevue West Thunderbirds, and there'll be 1 receiver to the very near side and 2 to the far side. Danny Kalen back in the shotgun formation. West Side is blitzing, and he'll be roll out to his right side, and he'll be almost stopped, and it is just almost picked off by Jalen Lloyd once again. It skipped right in front of him, right into his hands, but will not be an interception, and they will play 3rd and 11.
That's the best pressure that Westside's got on Kalen tonight. He really had to hurry that throw, and you could tell he didn't know where to go with it and just kind of threw it up there. And now that brings up 2nd down and 11.
That was number 42, Bo Ryan, putting pressure on Danny Kalen. And we mentioned Bo Ryan, he will be in the backfield a lot tonight, and now will be pushed back even more from a penalty on Bellevue West. Penalties so far for Bellevue West have really killed them. I haven't mentioned it yet, but there have already been 3 in the last 5 minutes I've been talking, and so it's a big-time problem for the Bellevue West Thunderbirds.
Now it's 2nd down and 26 for the Thunderbirds.
Looks like there is an issue on the scoreboard maybe, and I'm a little confused on what just happened with the refs, what he said, but nonetheless, it'll be 2nd and 26 here for the Thunderbirds, and he's having a conversation with Danny Kalen on what has happened.
Maybe it's the 25-second clock. That may not be working. That's probably it.
Danny Kalen will talk to his offensive line, go back in the shotgun formation. Davon Hall, the very near side, one of Kalen's favorite receivers. Kalen back in the shotgun formation, tries to throw the long ball to Isaiah McMorris, and it is just overthrown. Isaiah McMorris has to lay out for the ball. He was in double coverage, and it was just overthrown from him. He had to lay out. If he made the play, it would have been one of the top plays of the week, but it was just overthrown and not able for him to reach it and grab. Down and out for the Warriors, and a big-time stop there for Bo Ryan and the entire West Side defense, and the punt team will come out, and Keenan Cotton will go back for the Warriors to receive.
Well, it's a good opportunity for the Warriors to get back and maybe take the lead in this game. That's their first really big stop against this Bellevue West offense. Warriors making some last-minute substitutions. It's 4th down and 26.
And it'll be Danny Kalen back to punt for the Thunderbirds, and it'll be a pooch kick, and it'll roll right into Keenan's hands, and he'll let it roll, and it'll stop right at about the 17-yard line, and that'll be where the Warriors will take the spot with 8:41 to go here in the second quarter. Westside is still currently down 13-7, and Ross, what do the Warriors have to do on this drive really to get them downfield and put them back on top?
Well, they really hadn't had much success so far with their passing game. And they've got Jalen Lloyd, who's really been not very well noticed tonight. and he's such a big play receiver that they should probably try to get him the ball.
We're going to take a break here on the WTV Live Network. 8:41 to go here. Bellevue West 13, Westside 7. Back here at Westside High School. Westside will be on offense once again. Keenan Kahn will go in the option. Anthony Rizak hands it off to Jamez Ross. Jamez Ross runs up the middle and will get stopped right on the 20-yard line. And that'll make it 2nd and 5 for the Warriors.
You know, in the last series, Bellevue West did a good job of stopping the Warriors up the middle. They finally starting to win the ball and the battle in the trenches so far here in the second quarter.
And it's either a false start or an offsides here for Westside or Bellevue West, and it looks like it'll be a false start as they are moving back. We'll get confirmation right in a moment. And it'll be false start on the Warriors. And that'll put them at the 16-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and 16 here for the Warriors. And there'll be a player down on the field.
He's going off the field. They'll start this right back up here.
That was number 36. That'll be Alex Nichols walking off the field. Second and 12 here for the Warriors, and once again putting themselves in somewhat of a hole and that they're having to climb out of. And this is the exact drive where the Warriors need to climb out and stay back on top here in this game. Anthony Rizak will take the pass, looking to find an open receiver, and he does. It'll be Jamez Ross, open field. It'll be number 3, Isaiah McMorris, trying to, and he jukes Isaiah McMorris. Down the field he goes. He'll be just brought out at the 39-yard line. What a reception for Jamez Ross.
I don't know if that was planned.
I don't either.
But it worked.
Anthony
and
Rizak
it worked for a big gain of about 25 yards out to the 40-yard line. So the Warriors are back in business here at the 40-yard line.
Rizak was getting pressured, and Jamez Ross was just wide open, and it seemed like it was the best thing option. And there he is again, taking the handoff right at the middle, and he'll get a gain of 5. So it'll be 2nd and 5 here on the 45 for the Warriors. Kurt Krubridge back in the game, and Christian Jones in the game. Big time drive here for the Warriors as they have to continue this if they want to score.
Good gain of 5 yards, 2nd down and 5. Just keep that ball punching up the middle.
Rizak will talk to his offensive line as Kurt Krubridge is in the backfield with him. Anthony Rizak will look to take the snap out of the shotgun formation, and he hands it off to Kurt Krubridge up the middle. Kurt Krubridge will get a gain of 11, and it'll be most likely a first down for the Warriors, and it will be. Big time run there for senior Kurt Krubridge.
Krubridge is just one of those all-around good football players. He plays defense, he plays offense. Last week at Grand Island, he had an interception. He had a touchdown. He was our Time 42 coaching player of the game. Just does a great job.
There's Anthony Rizak taking the snap for himself, and he gets a big hit. That'll be number 20, Calvin Easterling, with a big hit on Anthony Rizak, but it'll be a gain of yards. It'll be 2nd and 8 here, or 2nd and 6 here for the Warriors, excuse me. Or 2nd and 8 here for the Warriors. Anthony Rizak in the shotgun formation. He'll hand it off once again to Kurt Krubridge. Kurt tries to find a hole, and he pushes his way through to get yardage on that run. Once again, Kurt Krubridge using his toughness just to get as many yards as he can on a play, and it is exactly what he just did.
Kubrich had about 2 or 3 Bellevue West football players hanging on him, and he just kind of pulled them with him. Got a gain of about 3 or 4 yards on that run.
It'll be 3rd and 4 here for the Warriors. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Anthony Rizak looks to pass. Quick pass to Jalen Lloyd. It'll be a first down. Big time reception for Jalen Lloyd as he gets the first down. And Ross, there's the first reception for Jalen Lloyd tonight.
Yeah, Jalen Lloyd, he almost got away there. Kind of stumbled and hit his knee on the turf, but look out for him. He did a little spin move and almost broke away.
That'll make it 1st and 10 here for the Warriors on the 34-yard line, and it'll be handed off to Jamez Ross. Jamez Ross tries to find a hole in the middle, and he gets a big-time yards there, and it'll be a gain of maybe a first down.
Yeah, there was a gigantic hole over the left side there for Jamez. He just kind of went through there, got the first down and some extra yardage, and now they're down to the 25.
It'll be 2nd and 1 here for the Warriors, and was just not enough, but a big-time 9-yard run there for Jamez Ross, really showing his presence tonight. And it'll be a flag on the play here on the far side of the field, and it'll be a false start on the Warriors, so that'll push them back. It'll make it 2nd and 6 here.
I don't know if there's a lot of noise down there on the sidelines, communication, but this has been a repeat performance by the Warriors. A lot of illegal procedure calls so far for the Warriors in this game, but this place is packed, a lot of noise.
Anthony Rizak once again talking to his offensive line, and Ross, this has been a game of penalties, especially even on the Bellevue West side. It has been a mix on both teams, a lot of penalties, and it has been hurting both teams drastically. Anthony Rizak hands it off to Jamez Ross, and he'll get stuffed in the backfield, brought down by a host of Bellevue West players, and that'll be a loss of yards for the Warriors.
Well, this will be a big play here, about 3rd down and 8 yards to go for the Warriors to get a first down on the 30-yard line. No huddle again for the Warriors.
There'll be 1 receiver to the near side, 3 to the far side. Jamez Ross will be to Anthony Rizak's right side, and Anthony Rizak will take the shotgun and pass, and it'll be a pass down the field to Jalen Lloyd, and it'll be a pass interference. Big time call there for the Warriors, and that will be a drastic penalty on the Bellevue West side. Big time pass interference call on Jalen Lloyd, and a huge sigh of relief for the Warriors.
Well, Rizak looked left. He had 3 receivers to the left side of the field. He looked left, then went to the right, and Lloyd was the only one over there on the right side. He underthrew him, but he wasn't allowed to get back because the Bellevue West defensive back was playing him so close, so that enabled the pass interference call.
And what a great job by Jalen Lloyd to really enforce that penalty call. And you got to do that as a teammate, especially when the ball is underthrown. You have to understand that the ball is underthrown, and you have to work your way through the defender. And so it was a great job of him to really enforce that penalty and put great yardage here for the Warriors. It'll be 1st and 10 here on the 15-yard line. Kirk Kubrich. Oh, no, it was Anthony Rizak that gets the handoff, and he'll be stopped right there on the 13-yard line. Big-time quarterback keep there for Anthony Rizak.
Tell you, that play has really worked well for the Warriors tonight. Rizak reads that defense, sees an opening, and he takes the ball, goes right up the middle. He's gained a lot of yards tonight.
It'll be 2nd and 8 here for the Warriors as they are on the 19-yard line. There will be Jalen Lloyd to the near side, 3 receivers to the far side. Kirk Kubrich is in the backfield with Anthony Rizak. Anthony Rizak takes the shotgun, and it'll be a reception to Jalen Lloyd, and big time reception there, and he'll be on the 6-yard line.
They're really working that right side of the sideline there with Jalen Lloyd. They know that if you get the ball to him, there's a very good opportunity for him to break loose. But now 1st and goal right now. Or no, yeah, it's 1st and goal now from the 5-yard line?
It'll be on the 6-yard line, and Westside is really burning the clock here. 2 minutes and 58 seconds left to go in the second quarter, and this is the exact spot where Westside wants to be. It'll be a handoff to Kirk Kubrich. Kirk Kubrich tries to find the end zone. and there'll be a pile of players on top of him, and it is not enough for a touchdown. He will be inside the 3-yard line, and Kurt Krubich comes out for Jamez Ross, and Jamez Ross will now be in the game as running back. Ross, we may see the exact same play happen, or you never know. And there's Jamez Ross, tries to find a hole, and it is a touchdown for the Warriors. Big time touchdown for Jamez Ross, and that will be the tie game.
That was a great drive by the Warriors right there. They really ran the ball well against this Thunderbird defense. They got some quick passes to Jalen Lloyd, and just a great mixture, a great balanced attack downfield. And now they have a chance to take the lead in the game.
There's Jamez Ross really showing his presence with his first touchdown of the night here, and that'll make it his second of the year. And that'll be good for Tristan Alvano. That was like a line drive kick.
No kidding.
Kind of scared me a little bit, but nonetheless, Westside Warriors are up 14-13. 2:26 here left in the second quarter. We'll be back with more Westside football action. Here at Phelps Field, where the Westside Warriors now lead 14-13 after a big-time drive there, and a Jamez Ross rushing touchdown for a 2-yard rushing touchdown, and it'll put the Warriors up 14-13. Tristan Alvano back again for a kickoff, and it'll be Isaiah McMorris and Davon Hall back to return here for the Warriors. But once again, Ross, I don't know if they're going to need to be returning this kickoff.
Well, there's a brisk wind about 15 to 20 miles an hour. We'll see if Tristan can get this one out of the end zone into a very stiff wind.
And the wind will hold it up, just like you mentioned. And that'll be Kyrell Jordan back to return, and he'll be pushed out of bounds just at the 27-yard line. And Ross, I might have talked a little too fast for myself because that wind is howling here at Phelps Field.
Yeah, it gusted there just when he went up to do the kickoff. But here's the key, 2:21 left. They've got to go 73 yards to the end zone. We'll see if Danny Kaling can take this Bellevue West team downfield. But Westside, this would be a huge stop before halftime, big momentum builder.
Danny Kaling, only one in the backfield. There'll be 3 receivers to the far side, 2 to the right side. Quick pass over to Isaiah McMorris, and he blocks a defender, and he'll be stopped just over there at the 28-yard line. Quick pass there for Danny Kaling. It'll be a gain of about 5.
Bellevue West has 2 timeouts left here in the first half, but we want to see what Danny Kaling can do at this 2-minute offense. He's got 1:57 in the clock running.
Once again, Kaling back in the backfield all by himself. 3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. He's back to pass. Tries to go deep with the ball. Davon Hall, just not enough. Once again, overthrown. Great coverage there by Jalen Lloyd. Once again, covering Davon Hall perfectly.
Yeah, that's 2 talented football players right there with a lot of speed. The top receiver in the state against the fastest player in the state. 2 great players. What a combination those 2 are out on the field.
And Danny Kalen, we've seen him overthrown now 2 times this game. It's a very, very, very rare scene to have Danny Kalen overthrow a ball, but we've seen it twice here in this game. And there he is, back to pass once again. Just a quick pass over to Caden Ector, not the wide receiver or tight end, and it'll be a first down on the 41-yard line. Quick pass there for Kalen to Caden Ector, not the Burke transfer. Actually played with Christian Jones and Cam Bell and even Peyton McDonald at Burke last year, and so a relationship from last year that they might have brought up together before the game. And Coach Mike Huffman is not happy about something, giving an earful to the...
That's a 15-yard penalty right there.
Mike Huffman is not happy about that call, really giving an earful to the referee over there on the sideline. And a huge, huge stop there for the Warriors, and a big-time mistake there on the Bellevue West side.
Well, that kept their live drive going, but now Westside could get the ball back here with just about a minute and a half left. They may want to call
and the clock
a timeout.
Clock is currently still running here. Mike Huffman running up and down the sideline and furious. Danny Kalen way back in the shotgun formation, pushes Gio Contreras out to the right side, tries to find open receiver, and he tries to find Isaiah McMorris, and he will. Isaiah McMorris in the backfield all alone. There's Jalen Lloyd, tries to find him, and he will stop him right there on the 4-yard line. What a reception for Isaiah McMorris. Ross, we talked about it last week. He had the 99-yard reception, and right there again, what a play.
Big time pass play right there. They had Bellevue West on 3rd and about 25, and that really, really broke their back right there. And now they got a chance to get in the end zone here just before halftime with 2 timeouts left.
Ross, that is a game changer.
Yep.
A huge game changer after a big-time penalty and then a huge-time pass play. And he'll hand off to Gio Contreras. Gio Contreras tries to find the end zone on the left side. He does not get stopped. He does get stopped on the 2-yard line, and that'll be 2nd and 2.
Well, the big play has really hurt the Warriors tonight. Bellevue West has really taken advantage with some big plays of 50-plus yards.
Gio Contreras, and he gets... We'll have to figure out what the refs called, and I believe he'll get stopped right there on the 1-yard line. Big time stop there for the West Side defensive line as they are now showing up here in the end zone.
Lamanji's going to call
Coach
timeout.
Lamanji did not hear. They did not hear him, and I do not know what's going to happen. Coach Lamanji tried to call timeout, but it'll be a touchdown for Bellevue West. The rest did not hear Coach Lamanji call a timeout. If that timeout did get called, it would have been huge for the Warriors. But nonetheless, it is a touchdown for Bellevue West, and it'll be now 19-14. And just a lot of miscommunication there on the referee side as Coach Paul Lamanji tried to call timeout. Everyone at the field definitely saw him try to call timeout, and the refs were probably the only ones that did not. So big time game changer there for the Warriors, and I know Coach Lamanji is not happy about that one. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. 17 seconds to go here in the first half. Bellevue West up 19-14. We're back here at Phelps Field where Bellevue West will be kicking a PAT.
No, they may be going for 2.
They are going to be going for 2 here with 17 seconds left in the first half. Bellevue West is up 19-14, and Danny Kalen is in the shotgun formation all by himself in the backfield with 2 receivers on the near side, 2 to the far side. They're going for 2 here, folks. Danny Kalen looks to pass, and he tries to find an open receiver, and he does. It'll be number 15, Ben Goodwater, with the 2-point conversion. What a play for Bellevue West, and that'll put them up now 21-14. What a play.
Well, what a turn of momentum here at Phelps Field. It looked like Westside was going to get the ball back here before halftime. Instead, Bellevue West comes up with a big pass play of about 75 yards on 3rd and 25, and now they get the 2-point conversion, and they're going to go into the locker room pretty happy.
And Ross, I have to mention it. We mentioned it earlier before the break. Coach Lamonti tried to call a timeout before the touchdown even happened, and the ref on the goal line didn't even see him. So what are your thoughts about that?
Well, you got to call it earlier. That's just the fact. And I don't know if it would have made much difference anyway. The clock was running down. There was still plenty of time left. But Bellevue West, the one consolation, Max, is a year ago, back in November, Westside was behind at halftime and won the game 41-26. You got to remember, and they can come back.
They weren't just down by this score. They were down well over 20 points.
I think it was 20-3.
Yes.
Yeah. And they came back to win the game and scored 38 points in the second half. But they'll just sit on it here for the last 17 seconds and head to the locker room. But what a first half of big plays for Bellevue West. That has been the story tonight. They've had probably 4 plays of over 50 yards or more in this game.
A huge turn of events here for both teams, Westside and Bellevue West. As Anthony Rizak will be marching out on the 20-yard line. He will go under center, most likely just going to finish this one off here. And he will spike the ball, but looks like he might have lost it there. But
yeah, it looked like he lost the snap.
But nonetheless,
the clock will run out.
Clock will run out here. 6 seconds left to go. Westside and Bellevue West going into the half. Bellevue West up 21-14 as now both teams are going to half. Ross, first half impressions here.
Well, I'll tell you what, Westside made some mistakes there in the first half, and Bellevue West took advantage of them. And Bellevue West probably hurt themselves with penalties for the most part. They had a lot of them in that first half. But this is still a close game. It could be anybody's game, but Bellevue West came up with that big play at the end of the first half, and that kind of turned the momentum as they headed to the locker room. But we still got a lot of time to play in this one, and just remember what happened a year ago when Westside was down at the half and rallied to win to go to the state championship game. So a lot more football to play.
We're going to take a break here on the WTV Live Network. Halftime here at Phelps Field. Bellevue West currently leads 21-14. We'll be back after the half.
your halftime stats for the Westside versus Bellevue West football game. Well, currently right now our score at half is 21-14 in favor of the Thunderbirds. Right now, for the Thunderbirds, they're leading with 242 yards passing from Kalen, number 10. Rushing yards from number 13, Contarius. He has 18 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. And Jordan, number 11, receiving, has 102 yards and 1 touchdown. That was in the first half. Now let's take a look at the Warriors stats here for the first half. Warriors are leading here with Anthony Rizak, has 79 yards of pass with 0 touchdowns right now. He has a rushing 49 yards with 1 touchdown. And Jalen Lloyd has 26 yards receiving with 0 touchdowns. It's going to be kind of a big question here at this half right now. Warriors are down 21-14. What's Coach Lamanji's next move? The Warriors have started off hot. It's just kind of a big question here right now. What are they talking about in the locker room, and what's going to happen in the next half of the game? We're going to see that here after this short break.
back here at Westside High School for some second half football action as Bellevue West leads Westside 21-14 at the half. And Ross, Ryan Kelly went over the game leader so far, and I just can't help to mention Danny Kalin, 12 for 17, 242 yards passing, 1 touchdown, and it seems a lot of his receptions have been those long type of receptions to both of them to Isaiah McMorris so far, and those two together tonight have been a dangerous threat to this Westside defense.
Yeah, he's averaging over 20 yards a pass, and that's been the story of the game so far, compared to Anthony Rizak, who's only thrown for 79 yards, and he's completed 8 of 9, and the only incompletion was an interception, and it was a big one that set up a Bellevue West touchdown. So the passing game is clearly on the side of Bellevue West, but Westside's done a good job running the ball. I mean, Rizak's got 49 yards, and most of it was on that 1 touchdown drive that enabled them to take the lead in the game in the first quarter.
Ross, 38 seconds here left in the half. What does Westside really have to do right now to get in the lead of this game and stay in the lead of this game?
Well, they've got to stop the big play, and that's what's hurt them the most. Those 50-yard plus plays that Bellevue West has really cashed in on and set up those touchdown plays. That has really hurt Westside tonight. It would seem like Westside would get in a situation where it's 3rd and long, and then all of a sudden they would come back and make the big pass play to get the first down or a touchdown, and that's what's really hurt Westside tonight. And I didn't see that coming. I really thought the secondary for Westside was fast enough and good enough to contain those receivers for Bellevue West, but Bellevue West, there's a reason why Kalen's the #1 passer in Class A, and the 2 receivers, McMorris and Hall, are ranked 1 and 2 in receptions in Class A, and we're seeing it tonight, and they've really proven why their passing attack is so strong and the reason they're undefeated so far after 3 games.
In the start of the third quarter, Westside will be receiving this as they kicked off in the very beginning of the game. And Ross, I hate to mention it, but Caleb Benning, star player for the Westside Warriors, is currently not playing in this second half. He went out early in the first half of the game, and he is now currently not in shoulder pads. So a big time loss there for the Warriors. And he was in the medical booth for quite a while, and now he is just walking on the sidelines with no pads. So what does that do to this Westside offense and defense?
Well, it's a huge loss because he was a first-team All-Stater a year ago as a sophomore. He caught a 47-yard touchdown pass against Creighton Prep in the season opener, but he's also been a key punt returner for Westside. I mean, last week against Grand Island, he returned the ball 9 times and averaged 15 yards a return. So, I mean, that's a big loss for Westside, not only offensively, but special teams-wise, and he's their best defensive back to cover Davon Hall, and Davon Hall is really probably the best receiver in Class A. He's got the most receptions and the most yardage, and it's really interesting how these Bellevue West receivers have really took over this game, and Kalen, he's the real deal, folks. This is only his 4th game as a starter, as a junior. A lot of colleges looking at him, and if there's some college recruiters here tonight, he's putting on a show. He's got a cannon for an arm, and you don't see that much with many high school quarterbacks, but he can sling it 50 yards with no problem at all, and he's avoided the sack, too. I think Westside's only got pressure on him once tonight, and that's been a huge factor in this game. But Westside will get the ball back here to start the second half.
Jalen Lloyd will be back to return the kickoff. There will be Kirk Krubridge on the near side and Keenan Kahn on the very far side. And Bellevue West is kicking into the wind, or kicking through the wind, so this ball may travel.
Oh, that wind is gusted up. It was 15 miles an hour, but it's gusting up to maybe 20, 25, but this one could go out of the end zone.
It's also gotten pretty chilly here at Phelps Field, and I forgot my jacket. And that one will be a touchback, and so it'll be Westside's ball on the 20-yard line to start this third quarter. And this is a big-time drive here for the Warriors and Anthony Rizak as they come into the second half down by a touchdown. So this is a very important drive here.
Well, if Westside could drive downfield into this stiff wind, that'll be a big plus. And just to kind of set the tone here for the second half, they did it last November. Let's see if they can do it again.
Anthony Rizak will go out for his third quarter of work here. Jamez Ross will be right behind him. There'll be three receivers on the near side. Hand it off to Jamez Ross. Jamez will go to the right side of the field, tries to find a hole, and he does, but he'll get stopped at the 25-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5 for the Warriors.
That's a good start for Westside. You just want to get some yardage here on the opening drive of the game, but it's going to be tough for Rizak to throw into this wind because it has really gusted up here in the third quarter.
And you can hear it here on our headsets, and it is gusting here at Phelps Field. There'll be Anthony Rizak back in the shotgun formation, hands it off to Jamez Ross once again, and he will be stopped, but he will gain some yardage there. Let's see where he'll be spotted at, most likely at the 27-yard line.
It's third down and a long 3. This is where Rizak's legs come into play, where he can maybe, scramble, get some yardage on a keeper. They're looking at their play from the sidelines, and Rizak is coming up to the line of scrimmage.
And there's Teddy Rizak to the very far side getting his first appearance here on offense, most likely taking the spot of wide receiver Caleb Benning. And there's Kirk Kubrich, finds a hole. Kirk Kubrich is down the field. Kirk Kubrich to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30. Kirk Kubrich will take it all the way. Kirk Kubrich, what a touchdown for the Warriors. And that is exactly what they needed right there, Ross. It is now 20-21 pending the PAT. What a run by Kirk Kubrich. Oh my goodness.
I did not know Kirk Kubrich had that much speed, but when he got out in the open, he had a great separation between him and the Bellevue West defenders, but nobody was going to catch him down the sidelines. A great big run of about 75 yards there by Kirk Kubrich.
And that one right there will give you goosebumps, Ross. That one, pending the PAT, will tie this game. And there's a big kick to tie this ball game up. 21-21 all here. 10:45 left here in the third quarter. We're going to take a break here on the WTV Live Network. Here at Westside High School after a monstrous run by running back Kirk Kubrich. And Ross, that one might have been, what would you say? That was
it was just about around 70 to 75 yards on that play, and boy, Kirk Kubrich showed some speed there, and what a big play to get Westside back in this game.
Tristan Avano with the kick, and it just goes right into the wind. So that'll be Kyril Jordan with a return around the 15-yard line, and he will be met by a group of Warriors at the, and there'll be a shove show over there, and there'll be a penalty flag thrown out, most likely on the Bellevue West side. And
in the Creighton Prep game, they had 2 unsportsmanlike penalty calls against Creighton Prep, and they were along the sidelines, some late hits. And Mike Huffman, I can remember watching that game, and he was so upset along the sidelines by his players. He was pulling his players by the jersey to the sideline. And this is the type of stuff that just kills your team when you get these, kind of mental mistakes and put you in a hole like this. And it really costs you. And that happened to them against Creighton Prep, and they were ahead like 21-0 in the game.
And knowing Coach Mike Huffman a little bit from watching him at past games, especially the Week 0 game, is when a player of his got an unsportsmanlike conduct. He also does not like the unsportsmanlike conduct when his players get him. He definitely chews into him, and I know for sure that he chewed into his players there. And he will be brought out of bounds over at the 15-yard line. That'll be Gio Contreras with the rush.
Bellevue West has that wind behind him. You know, Kalen, he's already got a cannon for an arm, but I mean, with this wind, he could probably go 85 yards in the air with the way he can throw it. And this wind is really gusting up, folks. If you're not here at the stadium, it's really windy out here, and they've got the wind behind them.
Kalen throws it over to Isaac McMorrison, just out of his hands. That would have been a big-time play if he would have caught that ball, but nonetheless, they'll redo 3rd and 5. And speaking of the wind here and Danny Kalen being so ill-experienced, you have to understand that he has to know how hard he has to throw the ball because of this wind. The wind's going to take the ball.
Yeah, it's going to sail.
It's going to sail, and he being so ill-experienced on the varsity side of the ball, you have to understand how hard you have to throw that ball. And we've already seen him overthrown a receiver 2 times in this game, which if those balls would have been caught, you never know how much of a game changer those would have been.
3rd and 9 here.
Kalen throws. Gio Contreras out to the option, and he throws the ball deep, and it'll be almost intercepted by Jalen Lloyd once again. Miscommunication there by Davon Hall and Danny Kalen. Davon Hall came in for the cutback, and Danny Kalen just threw that ball, and almost enough for an interception by Jalen Lloyd. Just was a little out of his reach, but nonetheless.
That's a big stop by the Warriors right there. 3 and out after scoring the touchdown to tie this game up, and Bellevue West with the win behind them. That's a big stop for this Warrior defense.
And I can't help to mention, but their punter is actually Danny Kalen.
Yeah,
so
he's very multi-talented.
And he throws it. Oh my goodness! And it is intercepted by Teddy Rizak. What a play! Oh my goodness, Ross.
What a gamble by Mike Huffman. I mean, against Creighton Prep, he had 4th and 1 on his own 29-yard line with the lead, and he gambled and threw an incomplete pass. And now, deep in their own territory, and they try a fake punt and throw the ball and an interception.
Ross,
you just got to wonder what he's thinking.
Ross, this place is rocking right now. It is electric. Big time interception there for Teddy Rizak. That'll make it the first on the year for Teddy Rizak, and what a play, and that'll bring the offense right back out in amazing field position here on the 25-yard line. Anthony Rizak back in the shotgun formation, passes it over to Jalen Lloyd. Jalen Lloyd finds an open receiver. Jalen Lloyd finds a hole, and he'll get pushed out of bounds just around the 14-yard line. What a reception by Jalen Lloyd.
Big play by Jalen. He's got that speed, and you saw it there. That's why he won the gold medal in the 100 meters last May. He just has that burst of speed, and now they've got 1st down at the 13-yard line.
Westside really making a push here down close to the end zone. Anthony Rizak back in the shotgun formation. Jamez Ross right behind him. Looks to find an open man. He scrambles, going to the left side. Will he take it for himself? And he scrambles back to the right side. Tries to find Jamez Ross, and he does it again. Jamez Ross with a hole. Jamez Ross trying to find the end zone. Tries to sneak in there, and he does not just get there, but it will be down on the 1-yard line. Ross, we saw that play already. Those are the ones that scare you a little bit.
Oh, no kidding. I think Anthony thought, okay, where do I go with this ball? But he found somebody open on the far side of the field. That's the 2nd time in this game he's done that, where he's rolled out to the far side and then thrown back to the other side of the field for big yardage.
And I really want to ask Anthony the next time I see him if those are planned, which I highly doubt they're planned, but they work. So Anthony Rizak will do a pitch over to Keenan Cotton. Keenan Cotton makes a move, and he will get in for the touchdown. Keenan Cotton with the touchdown. What a play for the Warriors. Anthony Rizak, it looked like he was going to take a quarterback keep, and no, he pitches it back off to Keenan Cotton, and he finds a hole for a Warrior touchdown. It'll be 27-21 Bellevue West, pending the PAT. What a play.
That's a play I have not seen this Warrior offense do before, but that's a nifty play right there. and now they'll kick the extra point to go up by 7.
Tristan Albano trying to get the PAT good, and it will be good. Tristan Albano makes it 28-21. Westside leading here with 9:51 left in the third quarter. We're going to take a break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Back here at Phelps Field, where the Warriors now lead 28-21 after a big-time play by Anthony Rizak, Keenan Kai, and there was a mix of players on that drive. And now Tristan Albano will be back kicking into the wind here. Kyril Jordan and Isaiah McMorris back to return for Bellevue West. And Ross, what are your thoughts on Mike Huffman's decision on that play?
Well, he's known for making some gambles, and it backfired big time right there. I mean, Westside is heading into the wind. They would have had the wind behind them on that punt, and then they had about, it was about third down and about 12 yards to go, and they decided to, fake the punt and with a pass, but a big interception by Teddy Rizak to put the Warriors back in front in this game midway through here in the third quarter.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 32 here for Bellevue West, as they now trail as they were leading for most of the game. Danny Kalen hands it off to Gio Contreras. Gio Contreras gets a few yards here. Be most likely brought down at the 35-yard line.
And that was the first interception of the season by Kalen. So you got to think about his confidence too. He's handed the ball off there. His confidence may be a little shaken right now.
First interception for Danny Kalen and first pick by Teddy Rizak. So big time for Teddy Rizak. Danny Kalen once again hands it off to Gio Contreras. Gio Contreras tries to find a hole, and he will find a hole and get to just about the 44-yard line, and maybe enough for a first down. It'll be 1st and 10 here for the Thunderbirds. Danny Kalen back in the shotgun formation. Once again, hands off to Gio Contreras, and he gets stopped right at the goal line, met by a pile of West Side D-line. And that'll be Cam Bell on the stop, coming up excited on that play.
Well, that'll bring up 2nd down, but a good stop on 1st down by the Warriors. They can plug up that middle. That'll be a good start, stopping Contreras. He's a shifty little running back, can really squirt through there and get some big yardage. But nice play by the Warrior defense.
It'll be 2nd and 9 here for Bellevue West. Danny Kalen takes a snap, throws off to Kyril Jordan, and Kyril Jordan was not ready for that ball, and it'll be now 3rd and 9. Just a quick, too much quickness for Danny Kalen for Kyril Jordan, and try to let the play run out, and was just too fast for Kalen, and it'll now bring up 3rd and 9 here for Bellevue West. And West Side sideline is on their feet. They are getting pumped here for 3rd and long, and this is especially where the West Side defense has to take control, and they have to play pressure. There will be 2 receivers to the near side, 3 to the far side. Danny Kalen in the shotgun formation. That'll be Caden Ectronaut over in the shot option. Danny Kalen tries to find a man, and it is almost picked off, but it'll be thrown out of bounds, and great coverage over there on the far side by Isaac Richard, and it'll be 4th and 9 for the Warriors. And what a play for defense. You know, we talked about the first half how West Side's defense kept getting burnt by Bellevue West receivers, and now they are locking them up, and it is exactly what you want if you're Coach Paul Lamont. This is exactly what you need and are expecting from your defense.
Well, I don't think Kalen will be faking this one this time.
I highly doubt it, Ross. I highly doubt it. And the punt is off to Keenan Cotton, and Keenan Cotton will return it, and he'll run out, finds a hole, breaks another tackle. What a run. Oh my goodness, Keenan Cotton, he's down to the 40-yard line. He's at the 30. He's all the way home. Keenan Cotton, what a return. Oh my goodness, Ross, this place is shaking.
Wow, has this game turned around quickly. We are just less than 7 minutes into the second half, and Westside has scored 3 touchdowns. Who could believe that after trailing 21-14 at halftime?
The Papillion La Vista transfer, just a sophomore.
Yeah.
Just a sophomore with an insane punt return. He returned that at the 20-yard line. I saw the marker go out, and he returned that all the way for an 80-yard punt return.
Just amazing. The special teams by Westside is just superior. Just the kicking game, place kicking, punting, and now the return game. And you know, Caleb Benning is their number 1 punt returner, but Cotton looks pretty good right now.
Keenan Cotton doing a great job of stepping in for Caleb Benning, and that was an insane run, Ross.
He broke free into the open and then outran everybody to the end zone.
Tristan Alvano back for the PAT, and it will be good. Once again, Tristan Alvano perfect on the night for PAT so far. Not a field goal yet for Tristan, but so far so good on the PATs, and Westside now up 25-21 with 8:10 remaining. We're going to take a break here on WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Here at Phelps Field, where the Warriors plan to kick this one off with 8:10 remaining in the third quarter. Westside currently up 35-21 in Ross. It's been a turn of events here in this second half.
Well, you've got a punt return, interception to set up another touchdown, a reverse for a touchdown. It's something that you really don't see. And Kurt Kubrich with about a 70-yard run for a touchdown. So Westside's come up with some big plays here in the second half and turned this game around. I mean, they were down by 7 at the half, and now they lead by 14 points. And we're just 8 minutes still left in the third quarter.
And there's another pooch kick by Tristan Alvano, and I bet those are on purpose there. And there'll be a run by CJ Goff, and there's a smack in the face by number 16. That was Jordan Hurst, and no flag was called, so got out of a quick one there. If that one's called, then I wouldn't want to deal with Coach Palamangi after that one if it was called.
But don't count out Bellevue West. I mean, with the arm of Danny Kalen, they can come back very quickly. And I'm surprised on the last 2 series they haven't really thrown the ball downfield like they did in the first half with the wind behind them. So look for maybe him to go downtown on this series.
Danny Kalen in a shotgun formation. Timeout for the Warriors here with 8:07 remaining. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, we'll have more Westside football action. Back here, Danny Kalen passes it over to Cairo Jordan. Cairo Jordan finds a hole. He'll find another hole, break another tackle. Cairo Jordan has open field. There's Jalen Lloyd trying to knock him out of bounds. Isaac Richards will knock him down at the 12-yard line. What a reception for Cairo Jordan once again. We've said his name many times in this first half, and again, there he is.
I'm telling you, he's having a great game. He's come up with big plays, probably 3 plays of over 40 to 50 yards in this game, and he's a game breaker, and he's got Bellevue West knocking on the door one more time.
And just like you said just a few moments ago, Ross, can't count Bellevue West out just yet. They're a team that Danny Kalen, he leads this team, and he's leading them just now, and there's a big stop there by Westside on Gio Contreras, and it'll be a 2-yard gain for Bellevue West, and that'll put them on the 10-yard line.
Bellevue West is really in a great position here to get back in this game after 21 unanswered points by Westside here early in the third quarter, but they're knocking on the door here on about the 10-yard line.
Here's Danny Kalen in the shotgun formation. There's one receiver to the near side, 3 to the far side. It'll be Gio Contreras back to his right side with him in the backfield. Davon Hall in the option, tries to pitch it off, fakes it, or he does get the pitch off, and Davon Hall stopped in the backfield. What a tackle. Ty Kiefer, the senior safety, comes all the way up from the backfield.
Ty's got great speed, and you saw it there, came all the way across the field, dragged him down for a loss of about 3 yards on that play.
And it'll be a big-time stop for the Warriors. And senior tight keeper, we mentioned him in the pregame show, Ross, not too big of a spotlight name due to injuries in the past seasons, but first game starting here in the last 12 months of the year, and he is really showing his presence here in this third quarter. And Danny Kalen drops back to pass, tries to find open receiver, and he does. Kyrell Jordan with the touchdown. What a throw by Danny Kalen, and that'll put 27 points on the board for Bell West, pending the PAT.
Boy, I tell you, Kalen's just really cool back there. Took his time, found his receiver coming across the middle of the end zone and threw a perfect strike, and he's got Bellevue West right back in this game.
We talked about Kyrell Jordan and that really long reception earlier in that drive, and it really seemed like that drive was just Danny Kalen and Kyrell Jordan, and the PAT is good to make it 35-28. Westside currently leading with 6:09 left in the half. We are going to take a break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Back here at Phelps Field, and we're having some technical difficulties here with our clock, and it is currently 6:09 left in the third quarter. Bellevue West will be kicking it off after a Kyrell Jordan touchdown, Jalen Lloyd is in the backfield to return for the Warriors, along with Keenan Cotton and Kurt Kubrich. And the kick is off, and it is a long line drive kick. Once again, using that wind here, as it is a long, very high gust here.
Yeah, I don't think he needed the wind on that one. That was just a line drive right through the end zone. But we're in this position. Kurt Kubrich broke loose for about a 70-yard run. So we'll see if they stick with that ground game or go to the passing game.
Here's Anthony Rizak in the backfield. Jamez Ross right behind him. There'll be two receivers to the near side, and that is it. Tatum Rizak and Jalen Lloyd. He will take a quarterback keeper, and Anthony Rizak will get a few yards on that play. It'll be a gain of around 5 or 6. What a run by Anthony Rizak. And we talk about it, Ross. Anthony Rizak currently has 99 yards passing, but he has a lot more yards rushing. So that's the type of dual threat quarterback that Paul Lamanji really loves in him, that he knows if he can't find an open receiver, and we've seen it a few times today where if he can't have an open receiver, he just goes to Jamez Ross. But when he doesn't have the option of Jamez Ross, he'll take it for himself, and that is exactly what Paul Lamanji wants. And there's Jamez Ross trying to find a hole, and he does, and he'll get brought down just about the 37-yard line.
You know, if they can run some clock here in the third quarter up against this big wind, that would be a big advantage for Westside. And then Bellevue West, you know, would get the ball back in the fourth quarter into the wind. That would be a big plus for Westside.
Currently still having some technical difficulties with our clock. It is 5:19 left to go in the third quarter. We will try to get that going for you guys in just a moment. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but it'll be 1st and 10 here on the 37 for the Warriors. Jamez Ross once again takes the handoff and will dive in just about the 40, but there is a flag on the play.
Well, that could be a face mask. It could be holding. It looks like they're talking to Bellevue West right.
Anthony Rizak gonna have to work with 18 yards to go, and he'll have two receivers to the far side, and he drops back to pass, trying to find an open receiver, and he passes long to Christian Jones and is just underthrown. And that's also another big problem with Anthony Rizak, is not being too accurate with the ball, and we just saw it right there with Christian Jones. If that ball was connected to Christian Jones, he might have been gone in the wind, and it was just underthrown for Christian Jones, and what a just mistake on that play.
Yeah, he was wide open across the middle. Anthony's throwing into the wind. It's pretty stiff, but it was a good idea to go across the middle. He was open on that pass play.
It'll be now 2nd and 18 for the Warriors. Anthony Rizak in the backfield. Jamez Ross to his left. He'll drop back to pass with rushers man, and he does not get sacked yet, and he gets sacked in the backfield. That'll be number 9, Jadian Bullion and Ross. We talked about him in the pregame show. He is one of the top linebackers in the state, and he just showed why. And a big-time loss there for the Warriors, and a big-time plus for the Thunderbirds.
Well, this brings up even a bigger 3rd down now and 34 yards to go. This is a big, big, big long play right here, but you never know what can happen.
3rd and 34 here for the Warriors, getting pushed back close to their own end zone. And Ross, they're going to have to do something magical here to get 34 yards on a 3rd down. And Bellevue West's defense is playing tight man coverage.
Well, sometimes on this, you just hope to get that half that yardage and try to get it out there so you're not punting way back on your goal line.
And there's Anthony Rizak taking the handoff for himself. He'll get pushed, dropped down at the 22-yard line, but there'll be a flag on the play, so we'll have to see what it is. It may not be enough to get the 1st down, but if it is on Bellevue West, it'll give at least Marty Mormino somewhat of good punting range. And it'll be a face mask on Bellevue West, so better field position for Westside as they are getting pushed up yards. And we'll have to see what happens here on the play.
Well, that'll take it up probably about up to the 38-yard line, maybe 36. Still, they have about 11 yards to go for a 1st down. It's not enough.
And they'll redo 3rd down here, so it'll be 3rd down and about 9. Anthony Rizak in the backfield with Kurt Kubrich right behind him. There'll be 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. Rizak gets the snap. Rizak looking to pass. He passes it downfield, and it is a pass interference once again. Keenan Kine clapping his hands, and number 7 for Bellevue West, that'll be Aroth Evans Jr. is in shock with that play, and once again, Westside is getting bailed out by a big-time penalty call.
You know, you look at it, Max, it was 3rd down and 34 yards to go. They get the run, and they get the face mask, and now they get the pass interference call.
Oh, so there was 2 penalties on the call. So there was a pass interference, and then there was also a holding on offense. So they are going to replay 3rd and 11 here. What a call on both sides of the ball. Holding on offense and the pass interference, as we saw. So they're going to be replaying 3rd down and 11, and Anthony Rizak just exactly where he was. He pushes Kurt Krubich off to the side. Anthony Rizak back to pass, gets pressured, passes it off to Christian Jones. Christian Jones, not enough. Maybe, yes, he does, and no, he does not get the 1st down. He'll be stopped just a few yards out of the 1st down, but what an effort by Christian Jones trying to get the 1st down, but it will be 4th down and short for the Warriors, and we'll have to see what they decide to do, and looks like the punting team will come out, and Marty Mormino will go to the backfield.
I think that's a good decision. That's a long 5-6 yards to go for a 1st down into the wind. Hopefully you just want to push Bellevue West down there deep in their own territory.
And there's Marty Mormino back to punt for the Warriors in a big-time punt. What a punt. Oh, my goodness, Marty Mormino. That'll drop. It is still rolling. It'll drop right on the 10-yard line.
Wow.
Once again, Marty Mormino.
Boy,
spectacular.
He punted that ball 47 yards into the wind. 47 yards. That's amazing. That's why he's one of the top punters in Nebraska, Marty Mormino. Woo. Let me tell you, folks, into that stiff wind, the 47-yard kick's pretty good.
And Ross, that wasn't even his top punt of the night. He had the one way back on the 1st half, and it'll be a timeout for the Warriors. And
it looks like they're bringing the ball back on a penalty.
It'll be on the defense, and so they are going to be replaying the down, and it'll be a 1st down for the Warriors, I believe. What a turn of events here. Oh, my goodness.
That's a big break for the Warriors.
Big time.
We got 3 minutes and 16 seconds left, and the Warriors can run a couple more minutes off this clock into the wind.
Currently 3:16 left in the quarter. Once again, sorry for the technical difficulties. We are still trying to get it figured out, but 3:16 left here in the 3rd quarter. It is Anthony Rizak will hand it off to Jamez Ross. Jamez Ross will get it just about, looks like 3 yards up the middle, be on the 49-yard line. It'll be 3 minutes and counting here. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Warriors. Anthony Rizak in the shotgun formation. Jamez Ross to his left side. 2 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side. He's dropping back to pass. He finds Jalen Lloyd. Jalen Lloyd gets tackled by 3 Bell West defenders, but it is enough for a Westside 1st down, and that'll move the chains, and Jalen Lloyd comes off of that play limping, and so he is going to be taken out and substituted in. And
Bellevue West tried to jump the receiver there, try to pick off the pass, try to stop this drive. The Westside continues to march downfield down to about the 41.
It'll be 1st and 10 here for, it'll be 2 flags on the play, but it'll be Anthony Rizak taking it home, trying to miss a receiver, and he does not. But the play may be coming back as there was 2 flags thrown on the play, but nonetheless, what a great run by Anthony Rizak.
Yeah, Anthony's had a great night running the ball. Illegal substitution by Westside. That'll bring it back.
And those ones will hurt you, especially on a run just like that by Anthony Rizak, and it'll be brought back even more. So they'll be on the 46-yard line, and that is a big blow for this Warriors offense, as they were looking to be put down just in the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
Now they're back to the 46.
But it's still 1st down. They still got some time and some downs to get that march downfield. Still 2:11 left in this quarter.
It'll be 1st and 15 here for the Warriors. Anthony Rizak will hand it off to Jamez Ross. Jamez Ross tries to break a tackle, and he does not. He'll get stuffed in the backfield, and maybe even a loss of a yard here. See where they place it on either the 46 or 47-yard line.
Bellevue West did a good job penetration there. They had several men in the backfield. Really nowhere to go for Ross on that play.
It'll be 2nd and 15 here for the Warriors. Anthony Rizak drops back to pass, tries to find an open receiver. He's shaking around a little bit, scrambles out, scrambles to the left side, pressure in, and there'll be an open receiver, but there's a flag in the backfield and maybe a late hit. But what a catch by Keenan Kine. We will have to see what the flag is, and West Side fans here on the West Side side is not too happy about that call, and we'll have to figure out what it actually is. Jalen Lloyd, though, is back in the game here, so that is a big-time plus there for the Warriors, and it is getting moved back. So most likely a penalty here on West Side, which is another big-time blow here for the Warriors.
A block in the back.
And that's what you cannot have if this late in the game, especially with 1:18 left in the third quarter. You cannot have that pushing them that far back in the field. And Ross, penalties is the key to the game right now.
Yeah, it's now pushed him back. Let's see, 28 yards, 3rd down and 28 to go.
Anthony Rizak once again will be back in the shotgun formation. He'll take the snap, hands it off to Kurt Krubich. Kurt Krubich to the left side, tries to find an open receiver, and he dances around, but gets some yards on the game, but nonetheless, it is still now 3rd down and 33.
Lots of yardage here to go for West Side. They just keep pushing them back, but this drive still keeps it alive. This is 3rd down now. It'd be interesting to see what they do here.
Ross, they were in this situation just a few drives ago, and this is the exact time where they need to have the exact same thing happen. And Anthony Rizak will throw it over to Trevor Spady, but not enough, and it'll be to the right side of Spady, and is just not enough. So it'll bring up 4th and 33, and most likely the punting team will come back out for the Warriors. And another big-time punt looking here for Marty Mormino, and that is what the entire Westside team is hoping for.
Yeah, just a lot of mental mistakes there. Westside was driving the ball downfield, but those mental mistakes really costly, and it gave them a golden opportunity to maybe, add to that lead. But now they're punting into the wind here in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter.
24 seconds here remain in the 3rd quarter. Once again, sorry for the technical difficulties with our clock, but a punt by Marty Mormino will go out just about the 31-yard line, and that is where Bellevue West will take place. And here comes out the Bellevue West offense and this West Side defense. And
Westside's played good defense the last couple series. See if they can hold him here at the end of the 3rd quarter.
We'll have to see what type of play Bellevue West does here with 18 seconds remaining. There will be 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side for Bellevue West. Danny Kalen will take the snap. Danny Kalen passes it over. Doesn't know what receiver he was passing to. There was Isaiah McMorris and Davon Hall. Davon Hall is not happy about that call, and just a lot of miscommunication there between quarterback and wide receivers. And those are the plays that'll kill you, Ross.
Yeah, I mean, Westside's having players run on late on the field, and so is Bellevue West, and just kind of a shaky 1st down right there. Now it's 2nd down and 10 to go for Bellevue West.
15 seconds here remain in the 3rd quarter. Danny Kalen will be back in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the near side, and Danny Kalen looking to pass, and he tries to find an open receiver, and he does, and it'll be stopped. What a play by number 15. That'll be Ben Goodwater. Big-time reception there that'll move the chains up, and that'll put them, Bellevue West, at the 44-yard line. And that'll be a timeout for Bellevue West. And we're going to take a break here with 10 seconds remaining here on the WTV Live Network. West Side still winning 35-28. back here at Westside. Danny Kalin looking back to pass, tries to find open receiver, and he does not. It'll be just thrown out of bounds. And the play they do here, Ross, on 2nd and 10.
Throwing a lot of passes here at the end of the third quarter with the wind behind him.
Kalin back in the shotgun formation, throws the pass over to Kyril Jordan. Kyril Jordan with the reception. Kyril Jordan tries to break through Christian Jones, just not enough. And that'll be the third quarter here at Phelps Field. We're going to take a quick break here. After the break, we'll have fourth quarter action. Westside leading 35-28. Back here at Phelps Field for fourth quarter action, Ross, 35-28 here at Phelps Field. Bellevue West will take over with 3rd and 1 at the 47-yard line.
Well, we'll see what Danny Kalin can do into the wind. They scored 1 touchdown there in the third quarter.
And there'll be a whistle blown here. Looks like we have to take a TV timeout still. Some more time has to be off for TV. And Ross going into the fourth quarter, and 35-28. Bellevue West is not in a bad spot here. They just have to be smart with the ball. Mike Huffman, on the other hand, has to be smart with the ball. And there's Gio Contreras getting stopped by a pile.
He did not get the first down, I don't think.
We'll have to see here where the refs place him, and
it's going to be really close. Nope, they gave it to him.
And he got the first down, so the chains will move. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line here for Bellevue West. And what a run by Gio Contreras.
Yeah, just good second effort there. He had been stopped, but then he kind of lunged forward at the end and just got about that extra yard he needed to get that first down.
It'll be 1st and 10 here on the 45-yard line for Bellevue West. Danny Kalin in the shotgun formation. Danny Kalin looking to pass. He finds Davon Hall, but there's a flag in the backfield. We'll have to see what the flag is about. And it'll be false start on Bellevue West. Once again, penalties is just a killer for Bellevue West right now. It'll move the ball back 5 yards, and so it'll be 1st and 15 for Bellevue West.
Kalin really, he loves to get to his receivers with those quick passes. There's not much time to get to him with a pass rush. He gets rid of that ball in less than 3 seconds. He's just a quick release by him. Just a really good quarterback, and we're seeing it tonight.
Danny Kalin takes a snap. Danny Kalin looking to find our open receiver. And it is intercepted. Teddy Rizek once again. Teddy Rizek with the interception. He's one. Oh my goodness, folks. He is going to go maybe all the way. And he is brought down by Davon Hall. What a interception by Teddy Rizek. Make that 2 on the day for Teddy Rizek.
He just underthrew him, and that was a big play because they were driving downfield, had some momentum going, but that's a big play. Westside's got the win now here in the fourth quarter. It's about a 10 to 15 mile an hour wind, and it's really helped them in this quarter.
What a pick by Teddy Rizek. He's getting hype on the sideline right now as that makes it his second pick of the year so far and second pick of the game. Big time help here for the Warriors defense, and there's his twin brother Anthony Rizak back on the offensive side of the ball. Rizak will take the snap out of the shotgun formation. There's Jamez Ross dancing around some defenders, and there's Jamez Ross trying to find a hole, and he will get brought down just at the 25-yard line. And big time run there for Jamez Ross. And
I'd say that interception could not have come at a better time. It looked like Bellevue West had the momentum driving downfield here at the start of the fourth quarter, and Westside's back in business now here at the 25-yard line.
There will be one receiver to the near side, one to the far side. Jamez Ross to Rizak's right, and Jamez Ross takes the handoff once again, dances to the left side. Jamez Ross tries to find a hole. Jamez Ross get brought down at the 11-yard line. Once again, two great runs by Jamez Ross, and he is really showing his presence here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he's really reading his blockers. He kind of hesitated to look to see where the block was going to go ahead of him, and then cut into the inside, then to the outside. Just does a real good job of just following his blockers up ahead. And we've got an injury down on the field, down about the 1-yard line. A Bellevue West player is down, and both teams will head to the sidelines to huddle up.
We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. 10:36 remaining. Westside 35, Bellevue West 28. Here at Phelps Field after an injured player, and it was Vaquero Stano down on the field, and we hope he is okay. And it'll be 1st and 10 on the 11-yard line for the Westside Warriors offense. Anthony Rizak in the shotgun formation. Anthony Rizak takes it for himself. Anthony Rizak tries to find a hole, and he gets a gain of about 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, there wasn't much there, but Anthony just kind of hurdled the pile there at about the 10-yard line and got down to about the 7. But anyway, he picked up some yardage there.
It'll be 2nd and 7 here for Westside with 10:02 left in the game. It'll be Anthony Rizak in the shotgun formation. Jamez Ross to his left side. Anthony Rizak will take it for himself to the left side. Anthony Rizak blocks, jukes a blocker, but then gets tackled down at about the 4-yard line, but nonetheless keeps getting yards for the Warriors, and is exactly what they want.
Yeah, he just kind of dodges the defenders as he goes down there, kind of hesitates, but gets extra yardage down there. And now they've got 3rd down at the 3-yard line.
It'll be 3rd and 3 with just one receiver to the far side, and Jamez Ross, Anthony Rizak will take for himself, and it'll be a touchdown for the Warriors. We will see, and it is a touchdown for the Warriors. Big time touchdown. That'll make it 41-28.
Just nice play right there. Kind of hesitated to see where the defenders might go and threw the pass over to the side there. 3-yard touchdown pass, and Westside with 9:16 left is trying to go up by 14 points here.
And that was Anthony Rizak to Christian Jones, and here's Tristan Albano for the PAT, and it is good.
Well, they're back in business here.
42-28 here in the fourth quarter, 9:16 remaining. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. Back here for more fourth quarter action. 9:16 remains here. Westside 42, Bellevue West 28. Tristan Albano will be back to kick off for the Warriors. It'll be Cairo Jordan and it'll be Isaiah McMorris back to return for Bellevue West. And Ross, Westside is really showing up here in this late fourth quarter.
Well, they did this a year ago. Really dominated the second half after being way behind in the first half against Bellevue West, but something must happen at halftime because they're a different team.
And the kick is off, and there's Tristan Albano, and that one went through the goalpost. Oh my goodness, folks. I mean, that is something you need. That is something you don't see every day.
You could see the middle school students for Westside Middle School in the end zone. They're all cheering and putting their hands up like it was a field goal.
What a kick by Tristan Albano, and that's the reason why he's getting so many offers and so many looks to these D1 colleges. And
well, here we go from the 20-yard line. We'll see what Danny Kaling can do. Into the wind, the Warriors really got to stop him here.
9:16 remains here in the fourth quarter. Danny Kaling in a shotgun formation. He gets the snap, looks to throw, does not find Davon Hall. That was just almost intercepted by Christian Jones, the Burke transfer.
Yeah, that was a great jump by Westside there. Almost got the pick, and Hall looked around like, where'd the ball go? And it almost got picked off by Westside. Brings up second down now and 10.
A lot of miscommunication today from Bellevue West offense, and especially from Danny Kaling and Davon Hall. We've seen a lot of targets to Davon Hall, just not a lot of catches and not a lot of receptions. And we don't know if that's because the miscommunication's happening or if he's running the plays wrong, but we've seen it a lot today. And there's Danny Kaling driving back to pass, and he finds Gio Contreras, dumps it off to him. Gio Contreras tries to find a hole, and he does find a little hole, and he'll get down to the 29-yard line.
And it's just short, I believe, of a first down. It'll be about third down and probably about 2, but got another Bellevue West player down at the 15-yard line.
This will be the second Bellevue West player down, and we will try to figure that out. But we are going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. 9:02 remains here in the fourth quarter. here at Phelps Field as the trainers for Bellevue West are attending to the player that is injured. And Bellevue West will have the ball on the 29-yard line with 3rd and 1. And it's a big-time spot here for the Warriors defense as they need to do anything in their power to stop Bellevue West and have them turn the ball over. And
yeah, but don't be surprised. I've seen Kalen fake a short run and go back to pass and throw downfield for a bomb. You know, they'll go for it on 4th down. They have to. But don't be surprised if he goes for the pass here.
Ross, I feel like we've seen everything here on 4th down. We saw a punt. We saw a fake punt that turned into an interception, and we've seen.
I really think the turning point in the game was when Bellevue West faked the punt, and
No doubt.
Rizak intercepted the play at the start of the 3rd quarter. That really changed the momentum.
Here's Bellevue West offense coming out for a 3rd and 1 drive, and Danny Cannon will be back in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. Danny Cannon will give it off to Gio Contreras. Gio Contreras will find an open hole. Gio Contreras will get yards, and he will still be going, and he'll get just pushed out of bounds just at the 46-yard line. What a run by Gio Contreras, and that'll put the Bellevue West Thunderbirds in a great spot here.
You know, Bellevue West has been in this situation before. Against Creighton Prep, they were tied, came back and scored with just over a minute left to win the game, and they also came back in the final minute to beat Omaha North 28-26. So they've been in this position before. Don't count them out.
Danny Kalen back to drop back to pass. He tries to find an open receiver to double coverage, and he does not find Davon Hall once again.
Good coverage by the Warriors down there. They had double coverage on Hall. He's such a good receiver, the #1 ranked receiver in the state, and you can see why he got so much attention from the Warriors on that play.
That was Jalen Lloyd and Teddy Rizak on the coverage there. Great double coverage on Davon Hall, and that will be 2nd and 10 on the 44-yard line for Bellevue West. Kalen drops back to pass, goes to his right side, tries to find an open receiver, and a big hit. Jeremiah Truitt, just a late hit, and nobody is liking that call, and what a hit.
A lot of discussion down there on the sidelines. I can see Damon Benning, who coaches the defensive backs, went and talked to his players.
And that was just, it was clearly a late hit on Jeremiah Truitt, and we'll have to see where the ball is now placed. And the ball, Coach Dan Benning is saying that the ball was tipped. He's trying to get the ref's attention, and we're going to see if the penalty still stands or not.
A lot of discussion. It will be a penalty against Westside, and it'll be a 1st down for Bellevue West on the 41-yard line.
Big time blow there for Westside, and Jeremiah Truitt, the central transfer, along with Jalen Lloyd, really put his body in.
Well, the ball was tipped, and I think, you know, it's tough to make those decisions so quickly.
Danny Kalen throws out to Davon Hall. Davon Hall gets the reception. Davon Hall tries to break a man, and he does, but he gets stopped over there at the 27-yard line. And that'll push Bellevue West further down the field.
That is Kalen's favorite play. Just a long sideline pass and let the receiver pick up the yardage. It has really worked well for Bellevue West tonight.
Kalen gets a snap over, gets the ball over to Isaiah McMorris. Isaiah McMorris breaks a man, but he is not tackled, and it'll be a touchdown but there is a flag on the play.
Of course there is.
Just when I thought that was a touchdown on Isaiah McMorris, the ball will be brought back. And once again, Ross, I think that is the story of the day for not just Bellevue West, but for Westside.
They've got to have 100+ yards of penalties, Bellevue West. It could be about 120.
And that was a tremendous play by Isaiah McMorris on breaking many tackles, and he did get the touchdown. He got in the end zone, and just an unfortunate mishap there on the offensive line. And
A good break for Westside.
It'll be brought back on the 37-yard line here.
And now it'll be 1st and 20.
Big time blow there for the Bellevue West offense. And there'll be one receiver in the near side. There'll be 3 to the far side. Danny Kalen in the shotgun formation with Gio Contreras to his left side. Passes it over, tries to find an open man, and he is getting pressure in the backfield, but he's going to take it for himself, and he's out of bounds and there's a late hit once again. You just can't have that.
Yeah, that's just a mental mistake by the Warriors. Kalen's clearly going out of bounds, but he went probably 6-7 yards into the West Side bench down there along the sidelines. And, that's just another mental mistake by the Warriors.
Ross, I mentioned it just moments ago. The story of the game is penalties, and we just saw it again. It's a 15-yard penalty on the Warriors, and that'll be costly.
Yeah, and he had only gained probably maybe just a few yards on that scramble, and now they have a first down at the 20-yard line, and big mental mistake by the Warriors.
It'll be Bellevue West inching closer to their end zone, and Danny Kalen will be back in the shotgun formation. It'll be 2nd down and 4 as they just ruled that call in. Danny Kalen looks to get the snap, and he does. Rolls out to his left, tries to find an open receiver, passes it downfield, big time cover by Keenan Cotton, and it is in, and there's a flag on the play. Once again, flag on the play, most likely going to be a pass interference on defensive back Keenan Cotton.
Well, I think it's because he didn't turn his back, and he blocked the receiver, and the receiver didn't have a chance to get to the ball, and he never turned around and looked at it. And I think that's probably what the referee saw there.
It'll be a pass interference on the defense, and that'll move the ball up even more.
Believe it or not, folks, not much time has gone off the clock here.
8:09.
Yeah, it's 8:09 left here in the game, and Bellevue West is knocking on the door, and it seems like we've been stuck on this series forever.
Danny Kalen looks to pass to an open receiver. He passes it down to Isaiah McMorris. Isaiah McMorris gets the touchdown. And there'll be a flag on the play, but it most likely may be on Westside, so the call will stand.
That is just a great pass. Kalen threw a beautiful pass to the corner of the end zone.
We'll have to figure out what the penalty call is, most likely on Westside, but we'll have to get that confirmed. It'll be a pass interference on defense, and it'll be a touchdown for Bellevue West, and it'll put 6 more points on the board.
And now this has become a really good game.
34 points on the board for Bellevue West, pending a PAT.
And this might be a little tough into the wind.
And the kick is good, so it'll be 35-42. Westside still currently leads here. 8:04 left in the 4th quarter. We're going to take a break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football action. Back here at Phelps Field after a big-time Bellevue West touchdown. It is now 42-35, 8:04 left here in this game, and Bellevue West will be kicking it off to Westside, and it'll be Jalen Lloyd back to receive, and it will be Kirk Krubich on the left side and Keenan Cotton on the right side. And the kick will stay in bounds, and Jalen Lloyd will get the reception. Jalen Lloyd back, and Jalen Lloyd finds a hole. Jalen Lloyd trying to miss a man, and he gets brought down at the 27-yard line. And not too bad of a run there for Jalen Lloyd, the Ross, you mentioned, fastest player in the state and the third fastest in the 100-meter dash in the country. He went down to Florida this past year and competed in the USATF, which is the USA Track and Field competitions, and got third place at nationals. So he is by far the fastest player in Nebraska.
Well, this is a big drive for Westside right here. 7:58 left in the game. They have a 7-point lead. A nice long drive would be crucial for the Warriors.
Anthony Rizak hands it off to Jamez Ross. Jamez Ross goes to his right. Jamez Ross finds a hole. Jamez Ross is going down the field, and he gets brought down over at the 43-yard line.
That's a good start. First down, takes the ball all the way up to the 42-yard line. Good start for the Warriors on this drive.
It'll be 1st and 10 here for Westside.
Boy, Ross has really run well here in the second half. He's just done a terrific job.
Anthony Rizak in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Jamez Ross once again with the handoff. He gets a few yards, but there's another penalty flag on the play. Before the flag, he gets about 5 yards on the carry.
Now that could be a face mask, but it looks like it's on Westside, and they'll be going back.
Christian Jones will come in, and Kirk Krubich will come in for Jamez Ross, and the ball will be moved back. So it'll be Westside's ball on the 32-yard line. 7:45 here remaining in the fourth quarter. Anthony Rizak in the shotgun formation. Kirk Krubich to his left side, now to his right side. Hands it off to Kirk Krubich. Kirk Krubich brings it up the middle, gets a gain of about 5.
You know, just handing the ball off, getting a little yardage at a time, but they're going to have to probably throw the ball here just to get some yardage. On 2nd and long, it's 2nd down and 16 to go. Clock running at 7:19.
Clock is now stopped at 7:19, and Anthony Rizak will go out for his work at 2nd and 16 here. Three receivers will be to the near side, 1 to the very far side. Anthony Rizak will take the snap, looking to throw, tries to find open receiver, and he does. Trevor Spady, big time reception there for Trevor Spady, the junior, who has not had a lot of action, and big time first catch for him on the night.
He's just going to be about a yard short of that first down. It'll be 3rd down at about 1. Warriors will go up to the line very quickly.
Anthony Rizak will be under center, tries to get the quarterback sneak, and it'll be another flag on the play, and we'll have to see what this one is. It'll be a penalty on Westside.
Oh, that's a costly one right there. They had the first down, 3rd and 1, now it's 3rd down and 6. Oh, that was a huge penalty right there.
Big time mistake there for the Warriors, and now they are dealing with 3rd and 6 here in a crucial part of this game. 6:51 and counting here in the fourth quarter.
Getting the call from the sideline. They'll go to the line.
Anthony Rizak will be in the shotgun formation with Kirk Krubich to his right side. He takes it for himself. Anthony Rizak will find a hole. Anthony Rizak will go maybe all the way. He's to the 20, he's to the 15, he's to the 10, he's to the 5, and he's in for the touchdown. Anthony Rizak! Big time run for the quarterback, Anthony Rizak. What a run! Oh my goodness, folks, just when you thought he was stopped, he was not.
And you got to look at the middle school kids
Going
who
crazy.
went over there and huddled around him. Big touchdown by Anthony Rizak. Boy,
What
I'll
a
tell you
run.
what, 3rd down and 6. He keeps the ball himself, fakes it to Kubrich, and he looked like he might even have gotten tackled behind the line of scrimmage, but he just broke free and made the big touchdown run.
And that is why, Ross, he is called one of the top dual threat quarterbacks in the state. And we'll have to see what just happened here. The kick was no good, but there was some miscommunication and misconfusion here.
They're looking at the west side sideline to talk to the coaches to see what they want to do. So it's obviously against Bellevue West.
A lot of miscommunication here between encroachment on the defense, and so that'll push Westside up to the 1 yard line. And
now the question is, do you want to go for 2 maybe?
we'll have to see here what Coach Palomangi decides, and they are currently talking, but the kicking team is staying out there, and looks like Tristan Alvano will stay out there for the PAT. And the penalty will be declined, and we'll redo the PAT. A lot of miscommunication there on the west side sideline between kickers, and
We'll just do a repeat right here. Tristan will go back to kick it again.
Tristan back, and it'll be good, and it'll be 49-35 here. Westside leads with 6:27 left in the 4th quarter. We're going to take a quick break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, more Westside football. Back here at Phelps Field, 6:27 remains. Westside leads 49-35. Tristan Alvano will be back to kick it off for the Warriors. And that one is way out. Once again, 2 times in a row through the goalpost. You can't make this stuff up, folks.
Well, you got that wind behind you. That helps a lot. But he's also got a pretty good leg. But that was a huge touchdown here. 6:27 left in this game. And don't count out Bellevue West. I've said it before, folks. With the arm of Danny Kalin and his talented group of receivers, they can score very quickly.
Danny Kalin will be back on the 20-yard line in the shotgun formation. One receiver to the near side, and he will throw it off to Gio Contreras. Just a little pitch over to him, and will be brought down just about the 24-yard line. And
he works that sideline really well with those receivers and running backs, does those little quick passes. You know, I think his confidence on some of those downfield passes with the couple interceptions by Rizak has really kind of shook his confidence throwing downfield, but he's thrown a lot to the side.
Kalin will get the snap, draws back to his right side, tries to find an open receiver, and there is Kyril Jordan. He misses the ball. He was wide open downfield, nobody near him, and the ball just goes right through his hands.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you, folks, there wasn't anybody within 15, maybe 20 yards of him, and he was wide open. and that was a missed opportunity for Bellevue West right there. They could have got right back into this game.
What a costly mistake for Bellevue West. And
now it brings up 3rd down and 9. I mean, they got to make a 1st down here.
that was costly. Just completely burnt Jeremiah Truden, was open in downfield and just terribly misplaced ball. And Danny Kinnan will now have to work with 3rd and 9. Back in the backfield all by himself, trying to throw it, throws it over to Gio Contreras. Gio Contreras is open in the field and dances around, but it'll get brought down and it'll not be enough. It'll be 1st down and short.
Well, Bellevue West has got to go for it here. It's 4th down at about 3 yards to go. Yeah, there's no punting team coming on the field. They're going for it.
Well, Ross, you have to remember that Danny Kalin is their punter, so.
Yeah, but look, they got 4 yards to go here. They got to get to the 30.
Danny Kalin, they will be going for it on 4th down. Everyone is on their feet. Danny Kalin tries throwing it, does not throw it. It is overthrown to Isaiah McMorris. Another costly mistake on the offense for this Bellevue West team, and they turn the ball over on a 4 and out. And
you know, all you need is 4 yards. Why do you go for the 20-yard pass down the middle? That's what I don't understand. You just kind of go get that 1st down and work your way downfield, but my goodness, golden opportunity there, missed by Bellevue West, but you know, Westside's got to hold on to the ball here, not make any mistakes, no turnovers, just hold on to the ball here and run some clock.
Westside will have the ball at the 27-yard line. Anthony Rizak back in the shotgun formation with Jamez Ross to his right side, and there'll be another flag on the play here, and Coach Paul Amanji is not too happy about that one. False start on the offense, and that ball will be moved back 5 yards, and so it'll be 1st and 15 for the Warriors.
You usually have those false starts when you're on the road and you've got an opposing crowd and they're making a bunch of noise, but here on your home field, that shouldn't be a problem.
And Ross, I think we could tell the entire football team what they're probably going to work on this, what the entire offensive line is going to work on this next past week.
Yep.
Here's Anthony Rizak, gets the snap and hands it off to Jamez Ross. Jamez Ross runs up the middle. Jamez Ross gets brought down just out about the 19-yard line. Big time run there, just maybe not enough for 1st down. It'll be 2nd and short.
But most importantly, that clock keeps running. We are now about 5:45 left in this game. Westside in control here, just holding on to the ball.
It'll be 2nd and 2 here for Westside. Anthony Rizak pointing out his targets, and Jamez Ross will be to the right of him, and one receiver on the near side, one to the far side. Hands it off to Jamez Ross. Jamez Ross dancing around and gets pushed back, maybe losing some yards on that play, and not the exact type of run you would want when it is 2nd and 2, and I'll bring up 3rd and 2 now.
Yeah, I like Rizak to maybe run the ball right here. He's made so many good decisions tonight. I think he surprised a lot of people with his speed tonight. I mean, he's had some breakaway runs, just done an outstanding job.
There'll be 2 receivers to the far side. Anthony Rizak drops back, takes it for himself once again. Anthony Rizak tries to break a tackle, and he'll get brought down just about the 8-yard line. Once again, another beautiful run by Anthony Rizak.
Done his good job just kind of running, keeping the ball. And I mean, it almost looked like he had handed the ball off, but he just took it back away, keeping it himself. And he got about 10 yards on that play. Now he's down to the 8-yard line, 1st and goal from the 8.
4 minutes and 15 seconds remain here in the game. There'll be 2 receivers to the near side of your screen, and Anthony Rizak will be in the shotgun formation. Anthony Rizak hands it off to Kirk Kubrich. Kirk Kubrich goes to the right side, gets brought down, just tripped at about the 5-yard line.
Kubrich had a great night tonight. Had a big 70-yard run for a touchdown to start this comeback at the start of the 3rd quarter. Came out at halftime and really gave the the Warriors a big boost. Such a good player, plays on both sides of the ball, and he's the guy you want down near the goal line to run the ball.
It'll be 2nd and 5 here for the Warriors. 3 minutes and 30 seconds remain. Anthony Rizak takes the ball for himself. He goes to the right side. Anthony Rizak gets stopped down at about the 3-yard line.
It'll be 3rd down and goal from the 3-yard line. Warriors trying to just pad that lead here. Clock's running. We're now at the 3-minute mark. Warriors taking their time. No rush to get to the line of scrimmage. Run some of that clock off.
There's 9 seconds on the play clock right now, so they're going to have to get the snap off sometime soon. And 4 seconds and counting, and they get the snap off. Anthony Rizak will take it for himself once again. Anthony Rizak, the man of the hour.
He's done such a great job tonight. Just keeping the ball, reading that defense. And now Westside down 21-14 has scored what could be now 42 points here in the second half. That's just amazing.
Ross, Westside has taken full control here in this second half, and especially here in this fourth quarter, pending the PAT 56-35.
But it also goes to show just the strength and conditioning that this team has had, that they're a second half team, and they've really shown their endurance here in the second half and played their best game.
We're going to take a break here on the WTV Live Network. Westside currently leads 56-35, 2:41 remaining. We'll be back for more Westside football action. Back here at Phelps Field, 2:41 remains. Westside currently leads 56-35. Anthony Rizak with 14 for 17 on receptions and 132 yards passing, one passing touchdown, and on the rushing side, 17 carries, 125 yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns. What a night for Anthony Rizak.
And not a bad night for his twin brother, Teddy. Had 2 key interceptions in this game that really turned the game around.
Ross, you know what we call that? We call that a Rizak attack.
I call it the brotherhood.
Brotherhood. And that'll be another touchback, and that'll be Bellevue West ball on the 20-yard line. And 2:41 remains here in the game, and Bellevue West currently trying to work something here. And
but for Danny Kalin to come into this game after playing 3 games and no interceptions, and then tonight, Westside had two picks in the game. I mean, and they were huge.
Both by the same person. And that'll be a big-time stop in the backfield by a pile of Westside players and holding them nowhere.
Well, I think Bellevue West just wants to get out of here now. I'm just really surprised they're running the ball here with 2.5 minutes to go. And we've got a player down on the field.
Once again, we're going to take a break here on the WTV Live Network. When we come back, we'll have more Westside football action. back here at Phelps Field, and 2:27 remains here, and Bellevue West just trying to do anything they can to score something here, and Danny Kalin passes it over to Isaiah McMorris, and it is just dropped, and it'll be 3rd and 9 here for Bellevue West. And
well, I can't say enough about Danny Kalin tonight. I mean, this is the first time I've seen him in person as a starting quarterback for Bellevue West, and you know, you've heard so much about him. 22 of 40 passes for 359 yards and 3 touchdowns.
There's Gio Contreras taking the ball up the middle, and that's CJ Goff, and he will get all the way up to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, I think Bellevue West is just ready to get on the bus and go home. They've seen enough. Down by 21 points.
It'll be 1st and 10 here for Bellevue West. Danny Kalin will snap the ball and tries to find an open receiver, and he does. Isaiah McMorris gets the ball, jukes a blocker, and he'll get pushed out of bounds by Isaac Richards at the 49-yard line.
The other player that impressed me by Bellevue West was Jordan. I mean, he finishes the night with 7 receptions, 167 yards, and 2 long touchdown receptions. I mean, 2 big plays in that first half.
It'll be 1st and 10 here on the 50-yard line, and quick pass to Davon Hall, and it'll be right out of bounds at the 46-yard line. And Bellevue West really working quick right now, and
yeah,
maybe trying to score one more touchdown after the night ends. And
well, we have to decide our time 42 coaching player of the game, and Max. It's a tough decision. But the last name is the same.
I don't want to give it out quite to you. We'll have to. You might have just given away a big hint there, Ross. But
well, I don't think it's any secret
yeah.
who it might be. You go with one twin, or you go with the other twin.
We'll have the time 42 player of the game following the conclusion of this game. 1:35 remains, and Ross, it was just a big-time night here for Westside. We can't talk about it enough.
Let me tell you, there's been a lot of talk between both these teams of what, who the better team was, and after what happened a year ago and all the big.
And it is almost intercepted by Keenan Khan just off the tip of his fingers, and that could have just sealed the game right there. And it'll be 4th and 7 here for Bellevue West, and we'll have to see what they do.
Bellevue West was so highly ranked a year ago, had 3 Division I players, top rusher in the state, 2 tight ends that one went to Oklahoma, one went to Auburn, and then for Westside to upset them in the playoffs and go to state. And now this year, I mean, this is a terrific offense that Bellevue West has. They don't have the running game that they had a year ago, but their passing attack is very impressive. And
it'll be a timeout for Bellevue West, and just trying to get something happen here for Bellevue West with 1:14 remains.
Well, it's 4th down. I think he wants to get the first down, maybe tack on one more touchdown, Huffman. But this game's over. 1:14 left. Westside with a 21-point lead, 56-35.
Big time night here for Westside, and we can't talk about it enough, Ross. Like,
yeah.
There's positives and negatives. Well, I want to talk about the negatives first, and I think we both agree penalties was the biggest negative for both teams.
Well, so many of those plays, the penalties happened before the play already started. A legal procedure. There were some substitution penalties. It was just a lot of mental mistakes, some late hits, stuff that shouldn't happen.
There's Danny Kalin drawing back to his left, and it'll be tipped, and it'll be not caught, so it'll be Westside's ball.
And that's the end of the game.
And that'll be most likely the game. 1:09 remains. Westside currently leads 56-35. And what a game for Westside. Let's go to the positives, Ross.
Well,
I feel like there's too many to talk about, but we could talk about this for hours.
I think at halftime you had to wonder how this West Side team would respond in the second half, and it came up with a senior fullback, Kurt Kubrich, with his 70-yard run, just gave him a lift. But then, Teddy Rizak came up with an interception on a fake punt that really turned the game around and enabled Westside to, get in front and really take control of this game. And then at the start of the fourth quarter, he comes up with another big interception when it looked like Bellevue West had some momentum and was marching downfield, and he came up with another key interception against Kalen, who was having a terrific night throwing the ball. But, Westside really showed something in the second half that shows a lot of character.
And Westside will be in victory formation, and there are the claps, and what a night for this entire West Side team. There's 18 seconds remaining. The clap line is starting, and that will be your game, folks. 56-35. West Side wins this one, and Ross, big time night here for number 1 West Side.
Yeah, this is a great win. No doubt about it. Beating the third-ranked team in the state. The only team that's in between them is Gretna, and we all know what that game means. They will not meet during the regular season. It would happen in the playoffs to meet Gretna, but Bellevue West does play Gretna later in the season, and that'll be a good matchup.
So we're going to take a quick break here on WTV Live Network. I will be back with the Time 42 player of the game. And Ross, I know you're itching to say who it is, but we will find out in just a few moments. We'll be back here on the WTV Live Network. I'm Max Coughlin here with Time 42 player of the game, Teddy Rizak. Teddy, big time night for you. 2 picks, your 2 first picks of the year, and his first one was off a fake punt off of Danny Kalen, and that had to feel good.
Yeah, it felt pretty great. I mean, coach went over the whole week. Their number 2 receiver is going to run a bench there, so I was kind of like, hey, Jalen, be ready for it. I'll be there on your need for help, and just kind of threw it right to me.
And so, big time night for you guys. Bellevue West, one of the top teams in the state.
Yeah,
you guys 100% sure showed why you guys are the number 1 team in the state. And you guys got Millard North next week, going to Millard North. What do you guys got to do to prepare for that?
Millard North's a really physical team. They run the ball hard, so we're going to have to prepare and practice really well. We're going to have to get tougher. I mean, keep improving every week.
All right, I am Max Coughlin with Time 42 coaching player of the game, Teddy Rizak. I'm Max Coughlin. Alongside me here tonight is Ross Jernstrom and the entire WTV Live crew. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Have a great night.